watch Wile E. Coyote cartoons and provide color commentary.
Did you say colored commentary?
No. Color commentary. Why would I say that? Actually, this is a channel where we play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in the Forgotten Realms universe. Persistent campaign set in the city of Baldur's Gate. It is called the Cardinal Bond because all of our party members belong to a mercenary company called the Cardinal Bond. With me, as always, down at the end there is Mitch playing Erevar. As always, as well, the party's rogue.
Also, as always.
And something to do with the sea. Pirate. Yarr. Next to Mitch is Kaylin playing Loridov, the party's monk. She is an Eladrin from the Feywild, who has kind of gotten stranded here in Baldur's Gate, along with Dayton playing Jordarai, also an Eladrin from the Feywild, ranger of the party and a Horizon Walker, specifically dealing with extra-planar shenanigans. I am Wiley. I am playing everyone else, which also includes Maeve, the NPC cleric of Tymora, a trickster goddess. So, anyone have any interesting things to start the show with?
No.
No? It's like, no.
We could start doing that, like, right when we turn the camera on, one-liners.
One-liners. And that's when I shot him.
That was the third time I've caught my dad in the dress.
And that's the second funniest pun I've ever said.
Alright.
Alright. So, the Cardinal Bond has started off at first level. Our players are now 4th level. Their very first assignment together was to go clean off a farm of gnolls, as Baldur's Gate has been beset by a horde of gnolls, causing the Flaming Fist to be very, very busy, which allows, more work for other mercenary companies like the Cardinal Bond. They went out and cleaned out some gnolls and picked up some weird silver coins, which then led them on a crazy path of conspiracy and extra-planar threat, where demons and devils have popped out of the woodwork, and they're all looking for a basin in the aqueducts of Baldur's Gate that is a portal to the Hells. The Hells and the Abyss, actually. 2 different groups seem to be after this. The players got caught in the middle of it, and this portal opens up once every 4 years when the blood moon occurs, the total eclipse of the moon, which coincides with the Blood Moon Festival in Baldur's Gate, where everyone dresses up and puts masks on, and happy Halloween, everyone. That's our Halloween episode. And hands out food and drink, and it pretty much just devolves into revelry. This particular moment that you guys are in, you have found the basin. You have thwarted the Huffers, one of the organizations that was after it, and you have called out and given the slip to the Artifacts, one of the other factions that seem to be looking for this, and you have found the basin yourselves. Where you're at is you are in the aqueducts / sewers, because the systems overlay each other. You had made your way down one main line that would into the ocean, and there was this small, very narrow, grated pathway, but the grate has long been busted open and is gone. You made your way upstairs, which led to a turn and a also pretty narrow tunnel down, just a downward slope. And that opened up into the basin. It has a small little kind of walkway next to it and a large circular room where the basin sits in.
Didn't you make a picture?
I did. I'm going to show that in a second. 3 chutes are there that deposit water from the accumulated rain. And there is at the end of the walkway, there is a wheel. It's like a contraption with a wheel that seems to operate the sluice gate. That's right there. That would open this up and let the basin drain down the sluice to go wherever it's supposed to go. This is the representation of it. It's actually more rounded, but they didn't have round options. At home. Ooh, get the circle right in the middle. So you are coming in through here, this little pathway, and this is like that little walkway. This is the basin, the deposit chutes. This is the sluice gate and the sluice wheel to open the sluice gate. So this thing is just getting water poured into it. The sluice gate is down, but it's just filling up, and it's filling up over the barrier. So there is a lip along the walkway, but it is spilling over that, and kind of like the walkway is nice and slick and has running water on it, and it's basically getting into the sluice by pouring out over here. Since you went down this stairway, it's not going up, so it only has one place to go. So this is all kind of wet and filled with water and pouring out and down into here. Sluice gate is closed, and the water, as I said, is rust colored. The water going into it is not rust colored. It just looks murky and red, and it's flowing like full movement, and it's flowing this way.
Hey, Ranger Paul King.
Ranger Paul King! Hello. What's going on? So yeah, it is coming, like, it looks like it's coming out of the wall and moving into that other wall. Like, just like it's a flowing river, but between two walls, solid brick walls or stone walls. It is a fairly high ceiling. It is very damp in here. It is dark. I mean, you all have your dark vision, but this place hasn't been visited in a long time. There's kind of some sludge and gunk hanging from some of the chutes. Lots of the floor is kind of slick with moss that's grown. And that's what you see. There's nothing else in here. There doesn't, I mean, besides the water being moving and you can't see through it. Giant hippo! 5 months. But you have found it. This is the Oxbow Basin. And to you, you are detecting the portal right here. It's actually kind of 2 portals. One there and one there.
Oh, so the river's basically running through the 2 portals.
Yeah, so this is now part of a river that is running. And the walls are essentially walk through now, you think? Like, you don't know? I mean, what it's the walls on left and right. Like, so facing the basin, the water flow is going left to right.
I push Mitch in. Gotta try at least once a game.
I throw Mitch. Now's the time. So, yeah, it's been, like, you just had that encounter with the Huffers. This place is nice and dark and dank and lots of noises and splashing and portal to Hells. Well, what do you want to do?
I don't know how to... Did we discuss how we were going to close the portal?
Do you guys even know how to close the portal?
I was like, do we know? Do I have any idea?
Make a intelligence check.
Oh no, not intelligence.
You can double proficiency because you're... No, yeah, double proficiency because it has to do with fiends, technically. It's of the lower planes. So your intelligence is plus...
+2.
And proficiency bonus is +2. So +4, so 6.
Okay.
So double proficiency is 4, intelligence is 2.
You know my inspiration. Go for it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. So altruistic.
What was it that time?
Worse.
Wow. Well, so what was the first one?
7 + 6, so 13.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad. Well, the one thought is you can post up here and wait till it closes on its own. It's only open during the blood moon, and make sure no one else comes in here or nothing comes through it. But that's also exceedingly dangerous because that's a direct portal to some really bad places, and who knows what the hell could come out of them.
You could always open the sluice gate.
And like
drain the river.
Like logically speaking, if like the river is the portal, like this is the river Styx. If you were to drain it and there was nothing in this basin, that may do it. Like, there's no portal at that point. You can't traverse a river on their side into a nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Not a bad idea.
I mean, yeah, that might be our best option at this point.
Or we just unleash everything into the main town through the sluice.
Do that.
or you just like spread all like, yeah, every aqueduct basin now becomes
So, yeah,
everything that touches becomes a portal to the.
Well, let's give it a try. Who's the strongest out of us? That'd be you, right?
If
Probably.
she pops her arms. But I mean, you can all, like, 3 people can get around that turn, that wheel, and try to move it, even,
Yeah.
like, without the strength. You okay?
Mm-hmm. I'm just looking on the thing here. The lights don't look like.
They're all fuzzy?
Yeah, they're kind of blowing out.
It's probably not that, it's probably my camera. Hold on.
Usually
Players
those-
gallery. Configure video.
Alright.
So, what's going on? White balance. That's... No. We're going to keep that. Focus. Exposure.
We want more exposure on the stream, right?
Huh. I
Okay,
guess we're
okay.
just dealing with the
That's alright.
blown out background.
That's not bad.
At least, like, you guys are in frame, like, in focus,
Yeah.
so...
Alright.
Alright, let's-
Ranger Paul Kane, you still there with us? I mean, oh, you're following the channel, right? You have inspiration, just in case.
There's no way
So
it's gonna be
you guys are
this
gonna
easy. So there's no way it's gonna be this easy.
Well,
what?
There's
So-
no way.
You 3 are gonna go up and try to turn the wheel.
yeah, we'll have Maeve look out.
Okay, so you guys head up to that area, and you're looking up, and again, like, this water's coming through, and it's spilling over the edge, over where you're at. So, like, you're all walking and going to be standing around this, and the water's, like, mainly, like, this is the only way for it to go, as it's pouring over the lip here, is to go down this way and into the sluice. So it's kind of like there's a little pour off there. But as you walk up, make me perception checks.
I feel like perception is the one we always group roll poorly.
I know. You all see nothing.
We good.
11.
11.
22.
Nice.
Also make me an investigation check.
Together we make a 22.
Yeah, there you go. They doubled our combined rolls.
20.
Double proficiency, so 23.
Is it already included in there?
No.
Okay, so
This is double proficiency because it has to do with fiends, so it's not included on that. So an extra 2.
23 then.
Okay, so 2 things happen when you come up and look out over this. First off is you notice that out, like, as it's spilling over onto the walkway and running down into the sluice and going, it's not clear, but it's not rust. It's not rust colored at that point. So it seems that that phenomenon that makes it that color is confined to the basin itself and not going down the sluice.
That's confined to this area.
Yes. So, like, all this water here is not. And that's, like this water is shallow because it's just the pour off. The other thing you notice as you walk up to this and you start all grabbing the wheel is the left side of the sluice gate is banged all to hell. Like, just bent, and, you know, it's in a slide, basically, this big metal sheet in a slide, and it's all bent and moved out of place and messed up. So you don't think that crank is going to work at all. This sluice gate looks broken.
There you go.
They probably did that on purpose.
Punch it.
I mean, yeah,
I mean-
you probably could. Like, you did break through a brick wall, and now you have these magic
Yeah.
arms. You can try to, like, if you just try to punch the gate open, I mean, you'd be in the path of the water, which would suck. But you could also try to focus strike and just, you know, even
Yeah.
out the gate enough so you can lift it. which do you want to try to do?
You guys think, should I bust through it or should I try to fix it?
Try to fix it.
Try to fix it. I don't know that you want to be. I don't know that any of us have any. I mean, we could tie you to a rope and tie you to like hold on to you just in case, but like we'll probably fail those rolls and you'll get sent down the dam.
So as you're, thinking of how you're going to do this, and you're considering you're going to jump down there, and the current of this water is probably pretty strong because it's pouring down and going there, and you're trying to figure out how to get down. You look back. Just checking everyone out and checking on your friend. And you guys all up here, looking over here. And Maeve is all the way back here. And she is on the edge looking into the water. And she's fiddling with something in her hand. And she looks very tense.
It's probably nothing.
Should we check on her? See what
I
she's
didn't realize
doing?
that sluice was spelled like juice.
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite words for some reason. And it gets incorporated in my games a lot.
Well, Sluiceberry wine was in the last game.
Yep.
I mean,
Sluice gates. I love sluice gates.
I'll ask her what's up, see what's going on. What she's nervous about.
Do you say something? Because you notice it first.
Yeah.
That's
I say
everyone else will notice, but
she's
you
better
notice
friends
it
with
first.
her. Than,
I mean, you could just say, hey, you want to check on her or whatever, but
Yeah.
I just want to give you the opportunity to say something.
Yeah, I guess I would walk up to her and be like, what's going on? You alright, bud?
Okay, so as you're walking up to her, you see that she has a coin in her hand, a gold coin. And she's just flipping in her hand, and she sees you coming up, and she flinches. And she's like, I don't know what to do. They were going to execute me, and she said I had to take this, and she saved me, and I have to throw this in the basin.
I knew this bitch was sketchy.
Who told you to throw that in there? Did I hear that too or not?
Make a perception. It is loud in here.
21.
Yeah, you hear.
And I'll come over and interject and say, who
Thank
told
God.
you to throw this?
So if you guys try to
Sure.
get closer to her than... if you try to get closer than 15 feet to her, she starts backing up.
I'll ask her again who told her to do that.
But do you stay at...
For the time being.
Okay. Tiamua.
Who?
Chupacabra.
Tiamua. You know this name.
I know this name.
You do.
Who's TMO?
Tiamua is the new head of the guild that was supposedly assassinated.
Oh, yeah.
Should try to come back through this portal.
They never found a body. They don't know if the assassination attempt was successful, but he's the only one that really knows this kind of story. It's why the crime is so crazy right now in Baldur's Gate. I mean, it's bad to begin with, but it's so crazy because there's no leadership in it. Because she disappeared after the assassination attempt.
Would I be able to, dash as a cunning action to get up to her and try to catch that coin before she throws it in?
She's not throwing it, she's just holding it, but you can absolutely try to dash and grab the coin. You have that. You have that movement and all that thing. Is just...
Yeah.
We just make an initiative check. And you have a +8.
Yeah.
You ain't no joke.
Should ask her a few more questions first.
Yeah. What did he say was going to happen if you saw that coin?
She didn't tell me anything.
TMO is a woman?
Tiamua. Tiamua.
Oh, UA.
So, first name, last name.
Yeah.
Tiamua.
Oh, that's just TM.
Not Tiamua. Tiamua.
I mean, I feel like Maeve's smart enough to where she has some idea of what this would be doing.
But it's
Whether
also
she was
for...
told directly or not.
Yeah.
It's for the Thieves Guild. I'll ask her that in Cant.
Do you ask her that?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it must be if she gave it to me. She answers and can't.
It must be what?
You ask her if you think it's for the Thieves Guild.
No, I said, what did she say that it was going to do?
She answers regularly. She didn't tell me. She just said, I had to be with you and get to this place and do it.
Can I see the coin?
She can see the coin.
What do I see on the coin?
Like, she'll let you walk up.
Okay.
She hands it to you, or holds it up, and you can take it if you want, or you can just look at it.
I'm scared. I'm gonna take it.
Okay. She looks like bloodless right now. She just looks pale. She is very, very frightened. The coin, it's a gold coin, fairly large. Kind of like, almost that cartoonishly looking thick gold coins. On one side, it has a compass rose, which is kind of interesting because the Cardinal Bond symbol is a compass rose. On the other side, it has a hooded skull.
Do I recognize that symbol?
Give me a roll.
4.
History at disadvantage.
Ooh. I don't think I need a whole lot of disadvantage. 10.
Are you up here as well? Or are you back?
I would think at this point I'm not just standing there going, like, would you guys figure this shit out? Like,
well, like, you could be just like standing back because, like, archery or like making sure nothing else is there. But
I'm gonna move it up to kind of see what the hell's going on.
Okay. You can make a history
with normal roll.
It's at disadvantage,
Damn
but
it.
you get your double proficiency.
Well,
These dark dice.
poop on a stick.
I have no idea what
How did I roll 2 5s? That's unreal.
You don't know what it
It's
is.
fucking unreal.
And she's like, I was in the sea tower, and the sea tower is the headquarters of the Flaming Fist. It acts as the defense of the port and the prison. So I was in the sea tower. They were going to execute me, and she appeared in my cell, and she said she could save me, and she gave me that and just told me that she'd take me somewhere, and I had to follow these people, and I just had to throw this into the water.
Did she tell you to follow us or me?
She specifically told me to go apply for the Cardinal Bond that morning.
Might be off topic, but what was she gonna be executed for?
Do you want to ask her that?
Yeah.
I was new to the town, and this man, he was dressed really nicely, and he said he'd help me out, and then he took me to the upper city, and I thought he was so nice, and he just said I couldn't leave because the guard would take me, and I pushed him, and he fell and didn't get back up. And then the family heard the ruckus and said I killed him, and right to the prison.
You've been played, knave. Classic thief tomfoolery.
She just looks.
I guarantee you're being manipulated. If this was a secret that you couldn't tell us, then you probably shouldn't throw that in there.
But does it matter? Do you want to live in this town knowing that you pissed off the guild?
I don't want to live in a town overrun by demons. We don't know what that's going to do. The people that were trying to get in here in the first place had an anchor. They were trying to throw metal into this water too for the purpose of keeping these things open. It seems like an odd coincidence.
I'm okay not throwing it in, but I need you guys to protect me.
How's the guild gonna know that she was even down here? Unless we tell them.
We'll know. Or the guild will know.
Oh, we'll know. Over there.
Yeah, I'm not part of it. No, the Thieves Guild has its ways. They probably already know she's down here right now.
Maybe not. She got those weird letters. Every time she's at the Blushing Mermaid, that's guild territory. She's probably been spot checked this entire time to make sure that she's still with you guys.
I mean, we can. It's gonna sound terrible. We can give her a couple bruises and be like, she was trying to do her duty, but we stopped her and
She's still going to be considered a failure whether we beat her up or not.
She fails, she's probably dead.
And it's not just her at this point. If you stop it, then you're also enemies of the guild.
Wish I'd rolled higher on the history check. I wonder what that hooded skull is.
It's a gray skull.
You get nothing.
Nah.
There's something
roll
out
better.
there. It's,
Part of me feels like I want to just continue with our regular plan without throwing the coin in, but
and maybe whatever does happen, you can also undo with the regular plan.
you know what?
Put the coin in and then counter.
I have this string that we can tie to the coin and go fishing with it.
My character's very curious about what this coin will do.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's tie this. Let's tie the string around it.
Should I fix the
Yeah,
grate
fix the gate first. Yes, fix the gate first so we have
let's go back to the
Okay.
sluice.
Alright, so she was told to throw in the coin. I don't know how superstitious or magical you think things are, but are you going to give the coin back to her to throw or not?
Who has the coin right now? Does Laura does?
Laura has it. And she's going to go beat up a gate, so...
Well, give me the coin to tie the string to, and then I'll give it back to May.
Does May freak out if she gives him the coin?
If he says, give me the coin and I'll tie a string to it and give it back to you, she freaks out less than him just saying, give me the coin.
I wasn't going to dash up and just take it out of her hands earlier, but that would have been weird.
Mm-hmm. That would have been a weird thing, because like her first instinct might be to pitch it.
Well, I know that's why this is going to be a gamble, but we didn't do that route. Okay, so get working on the door. I'll get working on the tying. Oh, look, I'm done. That was really easy, because it's just tying a string.
Okay, so you have the key to pop your arms?
Yeah, I have 2 in reserve, so that would...
Yep, that works. You have 2 in the amulet, so you pop those out. You spend an action to pop those out.
Arms, you mean she's summoning her arms?
Yeah, she's summoning her magical flaming arms on the side of her body. Her second set of arms.
Okay.
Okay.
So just roll and see if this works.
Yeah, so you're going to be doing flat palm strikes against this. I'm going to have you... What am I going to have you roll? Because it's not it's not just straight damage. You're trying to fix this thing. Just make me a strength check. But you use your wisdom instead when you're using the arms, so it's +4. Remember, don't look at saving throws. Those numbers right there. Yeah. So you substitute your wisdom for strength with your arms, because it's your will force, not your physical strength.
Okay. So whatever I roll +4.
Mm-hmm.
I suck tonight.
Okay.
I sure do suck. I got a 7.
You guys need to start making fun of me so you get some inspiration.
Right.
So you hit it, and you're starting to hit it, and it's a pretty heavy. It's supposed to stand the test of time against water, so it's pretty damn heavy. And you're just hitting it in places that, like, to you make sense. Like, oh, I just hit it at the most buckled point, but engineering-wise, you'd hit it somewhere else to try to flatten it out and get it to move again. So it just doesn't seem to be working right now. Like, you tell me how long you're going to work at this.
Try it.
Because, you can do this all night and eventually break this thing down. But... who knows what's out there trying to find this place. Yeah. Or on the other side about to come through.
I'd say give it one more hit before we make too much noise of ourselves.
And that's about, this is about 10 minutes worth of work of her, pounding away at it, and it's just not functioning. Yeah. Like, you're up at the wheel, and you're like, nope, still jammed, nope, still jammed.
Okay.
Much better.
16.
She starts slamming away at it. It's like, if you had a lot of strength, you think you could pull this up, but it would take you time. So you can spend 10 more minutes going another go at it, or you can just accept the fact that you might spend an hour trying to actually get this thing open enough to empty the empty the basin.
I don't like making too much more noise. But at the same time, I don't want to throw the coin in here and find out that sluice gate would have been our only thing that would really save us.
Yeah.
And you could stay down there and...
I was going to say...
if it's bad, then you just blow it out.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what's up with this coin then.
Well, I'll just stay here, and then if something goes wrong, I'll just try to fucking destroy it instead of fix it.
Okay.
Alright.
I guess.
So I'm going to instruct Mabe, or I'll tie it to her, so when she throws it in, it'll still be dangly, basically.
Okay. So she has it. She walks over and stands like near the wheel so that she can see Laura Dove. Bloop.
Damn it.
So it goes like, so you see the string, like you tied the string to her, and it goes, and you see the string unfurl and go taut, and then the string goes slack, and she just like and pulls it up, and there's no coin on it anymore.
You thought a string would stand the test of a portal.
Who knows?
This is all your fault.
Take my string back.
Give me that string. Almost like you yo-yoed it, tied it to her finger type of thing, like so she could throw it and pull it back up. But it's gone, like it's just, and like she pulls up an empty string, and now she's like, what do we?
Well, so much for that.
She kind of reaches down for her crossbow, looks worriedly down at you, down there where you can't see anything.
I feel like we're in a bad position here right now.
No, just you.
Me?
You're down in the sluice.
I'll just jump in the water. Just float away to another land.
God.
I give up.
Here she Fiji.
No, Taylor.
So,
You use a face.
you're sitting there and you're like all looking around, and then the room lights up, but it doesn't light up like destroys your vision. It lights up in your vision. And you've seen this phenomenon before. It's a balefire light. So something comes into the room and balefire light lights up the place. Everything becomes more green but more bright everywhere through your dark vision. And you look up, well, they all look up. You're down behind, like looking up at them, looking for cues, when you see the prow of a skiff, like just a boat, like a 6 foot wide prow. All it kind of comes up and it hooks around, and on the front is hanging a balefire lantern. And it starts to come into the basin from the left. And you notice the light, but you see them all just looking over at this thing.
And it seems like it's coming out of the wall.
It's coming straight through the wall, like the wall didn't exist, and it's just passing through like it was an illusion. And as it goes forward, you see this wooden oar come forward and slides along the side.
What's in the boat?
Well, the first thing you see...
Alright guys, Baldur's Gate is fucked. Let's just get out. We can move.
The first thing...
You're a terrible Horizon Walker. You're like, yeah, just throw that in there. It's fine.
First thing we see is Laura Dove thrashing in the water as I will the gate open to not deal with this supernatural being.
If I'm not mistaken, like if she says the water started to rush, she'd probably face step before it actually hit her.
Yeah, she could try that.
I mean, it's a teleport.
It's a bonus action, so it's pretty easy to do.
Just, I mean, if that became a thing.
We literally threw a coin in the river Styx and summoned the boat, man.
You did, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So, well,
That's
the boat's wider. This is coming up and curled more, and the balefire lantern is hanging from it. But that's exactly like how much you're seeing coming out of this now, and that boat is still going behind it.
Just one asshole.
Make me a
Oh god.
intelligence check with double proficiency.
Did you say what about the asshole?
I just said
Just one asshole.
Oh. I thought you were asking if the creature just had one asshole.
Does it have just
Does it
one?
have an asshole? How many assholes does it have?
It's pretty relevant.
I mean,
I can identify demon by number of plus.
22.
Yeah.
This is a Marinaloth. And now you're thinking about it, and the hooded little skull and the coin makes a whole bunch of sense.
It's like that.
Marinaloths are the Yugoloths. They're the daemons. Not demons, not devils. Daemons. The neutral evil mercenary fiends that ply the river Styx. That's literally all they do, is they completely control boats and water. And they go up and down the river Styx, taking passengers to wherever they go, them that can pay, of course. And this thing is floating right into the basin right now, and kind of like turning and pulling up to the ledge.
So this guy's not really necessarily a threat, but what he might have on board his boat.
He may have passengers, and like if you just opened this basin for business on the river Styx, that could be bad. So that's what you see.
We gotta cut.
That's what you see at the beginning. Like you just see that coming through. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just floating through pretty calm. So I'm gonna take a pause and let you guys let it. You don't know this. You're the only one that knows what this is and what this could mean.
I mean, I can see it.
You can see it, and it's like to you, it's a demon.
Yeah.
Like there's a demon on a boat. Like, and you know the superstitions and the tales. Like
It's not Umberly, and even if it was, it would still be scary to see it. So.
right, that'd be terrible.
But so most likely he's gonna have either demons or devils as his passenger. But I would have no way of knowing which ones
Or huffers.
until we see them.
Yeah, or an empty boat,
Waiting for somebody.
because you know that like she threw a coin in, and that coin is payment. So she could just be summoning a taxi for all you know. Like, hey,
So I have time to kind of like skinny my knowledge real quick to everyone. Like, yeah, like this is a transport either for somebody or somebody's coming in right now.
That sounds terrible.
yeah. So that takes 6 seconds, of which the boat's still pulling in, and he's like, now he's looking over directly at you, the group sitting on there, and moving the boat towards the ledge of the basin.
Hey, maybe this ride's for us.
Go.
So, but that's what he
You want to
says.
take it to another
Yeah.
plane of existence.
Yeah, that's what he says.
All right. I don't really want to see what it is. I mean, as much as I want to say that the Thieves Guild has done well for me, this is crazy.
And she is a brand new person. Like, there may be a reason that she was almost assassinated. Like, no one knows who she is. All anyone knows is that Nine Fingers, the person that's been in charge of the guild for decades, was just going to hand over the guild to her. Intrigue. So,
I think we have to kill
I'm going to give you guys like 30 seconds to just mull over in your head, and then I'm going to ask for if you do anything and what that is.
I mean, if Joyride doesn't seem scared of this person in particular, then I don't see there's any reason to act out just yet.
I bet you're pulling out a, a bow or a weapon
I'm
or something.
definitely readying my
Yeah.
weapons like that. Either which way, something is either coming on this ride or coming for this ride. So either coming from behind us, where we came from probably, or there's going to be something on the rest of this boat, and we should be prepared to...
Yeah. So let's get ready. I think we should wait till we have all the information, though.
I don't know that at this point destroying the sluice is really going to solve anything.
If it drains the water, which might be serving as a catalyst for the portal, then we won't have to worry about that.
At this point, you might be able to destroy the portal if you break the sluice gate, but that boat is in here.
Yeah.
So whatever's in that boat before the water can drain is going to be here.
Yeah.
And if it's just packed full of demons, then Festival of Blood is going to prove to be very untrue of putting on masks to fool demons.
What if it's a bunch of money?
It could be.
What if it's a bunch of money?
I'm just saying,
Our
posing
shit might
that
have come in.
you have that
money in to get this. It's not going to be more money.
Everything's money.
I mean,
So-
I think at this point we have to just deal with the boat no matter what.
You're gonna have to deal with the boat no matter what. You're just gonna have to decide if all you want to deal with is the boat, because even if she destroys this, it's going to take turns. It's going to take, not rounds, turns for the entire basin
I
to
almost want to say
drain.
we should destroy it just because, there could be more than one boat.
True.
For all we know.
And no matter what it is that comes or goes in or out of that, we still have to make sure the portal doesn't remain open. So
We
Well,
We already
Technically,
know.
it might not be possible to keep it open since we took the kedge anchor back and took some steps to not, but it would be pretty shitty if someone all of a sudden shows up, Thieves Guild shows up with the kedge anchor.
Discussion over. You see this boat coming in. It's pulling over towards you. It's about a third of the way through. You see nothing else but the Marinoloth on the front going. What do people say?
I would yell to break the gate.
I guess I'm breaking the gate. I mean,
What
I
do you-
can't
do
see.
you
I can't see any
do or
of this
not do?
stuff,
Because like
so-
she's, I mean, he yells break it, but she's your friend. She probably looks at you.
I'd probably say break it and get out of there.
Alright.
Just do damage. I mean, there's nothing. Your
Just-
astral self arms damage. You don't have to roll to hit.
Oh,
you just do
the
damage. I mean,
just the
you
damage.
can't
Okay.
miss.
I was just about to say, I was like,
like,
you
wait.
got 20
20?
for damage? Holy shit.
No. 7.
Okay, so you slam into it. The metal like buckles underneath the fiery blow of your arm. Nothing is coming through yet, though. It's still nice, like it's sealed. This thing was made. This is quality. I mean, this was made probably 100 years ago when Baldur's Gate first came around to last forever and hold water. So you slam into it. Nothing's going yet. More of the boat comes in.
Is Maeve still?
She's kind of like backing up.
Oh no, she got close to the wheel. Never mind.
Yeah.
I saw when someone was back down, like could see the
This-
walk path.
But
so we could
that's
see
kind of how she's going. She's backed up against the wall and is kind of sliding towards the exit. But she doesn't like. She is looking over and wants to keep an eye on you. So she's kind of conflicted to this point of save myself or stay with my friend.
Can I start moving towards the entrance to this
You can like just,
area?
you're moving down, keeping an eye on the Mernoloth.
Yeah.
Okay.
This will
Do you wanna-
backfire or if people are not.
What did
So another
if he
about
even were what?
another about 5 feet of the boat come out, and you still see nothing on the boat.
I'm still just worried this is actually a pickup for somebody.
No, I get it.
So
So
that's-
coming back down.
But so if I move closer to where they're going to be coming from, like I don't want to be necessarily in melee range of enemies,
Yeah.
but
All right, so you're moving down. I mean, this whole thing
Gotta
is not
check
that
that.
big. You can move like all the way down. You want to glance back up. There's nothing coming from up there. I mean, this whole place is lit up now with a balefire lantern. Attack again.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Do Yeah.
I mean, as far
Actually,
as I know,
go
this-
ahead and roll a d20 because I want to know if you get a critical.
No.
Not this time.
Like, if you get a 20, I mean, you could pop that thing right open.
8. Nice.
Okay. You slam into it, and like there's now a trickle coming through one of the rails on the thing. Like, 5 more feet of the boat come through, and there's nothing on it. And the Mernoloth is like almost up to the ledge.
Still nothing coming down the hallway.
There's still nothing coming down the
So we're looking
hallway,
at like 15 feet of boat.
and nothing's
nothing
on
in
it.
it.
And you know that, first off, if there were passengers, you probably would have seen something by now. I mean, they could be passengers, like uppity passengers that sit all the way at the back of the boat, like a gondola.
Oh, yeah, totally.
But if these are attackers, they'd be on the front.
Mhm.
They'd want to jump off as fast as possible. The Marinoloth looks over after he hears that second punch and sees her down there, and you see, like, he's a skeleton face, it's a skull, right? Kind of lights in the eyes, not much going on, but you actually see him. You can feel and see in the bone structure that he goes from just neutral to
He's mad about
angry.
that, yeah. That's probably a good sign.
He's just like, "Hmm?" Does anyone say anything? Like, anyone that's not her say anything on their turn? Do anything? Like,
I feel like I'm not doing anything at the moment, but
okay.
I don't know, like if we should just be like trying to kill this
Kinda-
driver, like
I'm having a really
Or-
hard time trusting Maeve.
Yeah. And that is completely
yeah.
justified.
I feel like she's a passenger and she's not who she says she is. But as her friend, I'm very conflicted, and also I don't know what's going on, so this is not really what my character's thinking because I can't see anything.
Well, I mean, you are in a tense situation, and now you have that thought in your mind.
Yeah.
I would say to keep hitting it. I mean, we've come this far, and we obviously are having an effect on the boatman. So it means what we're probably doing is probably right, like as far as like eliminating the portal.
Guess I hit it again.
How about you?
And I'm still taking a look down the hallway.
Nothing there? Hey, also, like, if Maeve isn't who she who she thinks, or who you think she is.
Yeah.
If Maeve isn't who she says she is, and she's supposed to get on this boat, then what's it to you if she leaves and goes to hell?
I mean, honestly, it's like, alright, cool. Later.
But, like, you know, now you're talking about two things. You're talking about pissing off the guild that try to set up this situation, and there's Yugoloths. Now, Yugoloths are mercenary. They work for money, they work for contract, they work for things that they get. And he's here now. So he's thinking he either got paid to do a job, or he's going to get paid to do a job. And either way, you're going to deny them that. And that's not good with Yugoloths. They will hold a grudge. They will essentially put a debt on you for that.
Can we kind of like chill out for a second and talk to him?
You can, if
Ask
you
him
want.
who he's
Like,
here for?
I mean, this is actually like your ideas, because like she doesn't see all this, but that is a sound
It would
thought.
probably have to be me that talks to him.
Right. Because you're probably the only one that speaks Infernal. Though, you know that Yugoloths, as mercenaries, tend to speak a lot of languages, so they can make deals to anyone.
Because whatever's going to happen, it's got to happen tonight. Right?
Right.
In the portal
In
closes.
this one night span, when actually it's less than a night, because it's only when the eclipse is happening. It's only about 6 hours worth of time that the moon is bloodied.
So maybe before she takes another strike at this,
You call out.
like, I'm guessing maybe she, since he came up with the idea, might yell like, hey, like, ask it what it's here for.
Who came up with that idea?
She did.
Well, she came up with the idea.
But it wasn't
Kaylin came up with the idea.
Yeah.
The character didn't,
Okay.
because
the
she's down there.
character's-
Like she doesn't know this thing's up there. She hasn't seen it.
Okay.
I give this, and just for the people at home, I give this kind of dialogue because,
So I don't want to metagame or anything.
Yeah.
like that.
and like everyone's like, right now, anyone that would watch a Matt Colville stream or even the Critical Role would be yelling, "You're letting him metagame, you're letting him metagame," and I let this happen simply because you all aren't, like, you're not a extra planner, defender of worlds and portals in real life. You're also not a combatant in real life. Like, your job doesn't revolve around fighting and death every day. But your characters do. They do this every day. Like, you guys, you two especially, it's assumed that you train together. Like, you train how to fight together. You talk about things and strategies and what happens when this happens and what happens and when that happens. And you guys don't have that knowledge. You don't have that knowledge intrinsic like your characters do, where they do it instinctually. Like, they just,
Gotcha.
this is how you react. So I allow this meta to unfold, and then I can pick out what I want you to consider and what I can't. Like, strike that from the court records. Like, no, you have to consider this, you have to consider that, and compress it down as, this is your instincts, this is what you do, this is what you know, this is how you interact, because like, you two have known each other your entire lives. And you are an expert on the planes, and she's an expert at the metaphysical and the doing what she's doing, but she isn't seeing this, and all of this is kind of like ran through your head. So he yells, keep hitting it, and you yell.
I'm gonna call out to him, it, whatever,
Okay.
and ask, I guess, just what are you here for?
Who are you?
In what language?
I was going to say, what do you speak? What language do you speak?
I'll use Infernal.
Okay. So he yells, keep hitting it, and you hear him in, like, not a antagonistic voice speak in a language that you know he spoke before to something else in the room. What do you do?
I'll respond to him. I mean, just because...
You hesitate and
Yeah.
stop, like he's talking to something.
Yeah.
Okay. Inspiration. All around. That was a good little, like, yep, he said something panicked, he said something you'd understand, but you trust him.
Yeah,
All right.
I have another one too.
I think all the way around it.
I think at the end of the day, like this, the least we can do to give ourselves the least trouble is let this thing leave here, because he's gonna say he already got paid, and he doesn't get his passenger. He already got paid if that's what that coin was, and he can go on. But if we try to keep him here, then we have to deal with whoever's trying to get on this boat, and also this Damon.
Do people not like lime for this flavor?
Oh, I don't know. I was just grabbing.
You want
whatever it was.
grapefruit?
No, I like lime. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I
If
don't
people
mind.
don't like it,
No, all the flavors are fine with me. I just grabbed them randomly.
I'm truly
I like
the only
grapefruit.
one.
I like anything.
Yeah.
Like I'd take any flavor.
The lime's not my favorite, but I mean, I'll drink it because it's a drink. You know what I
We're
mean?
not sponsored by Truly.
But we're available, truly. Hey, truly. Not White Claws this week. If you want in on this train. With all our viewers.
You could reach literally single-digit audiences if you.
3. And I believe it's... All right, so...
Hey,
Well, tabletop
Spoke
just showed
too
up
soon.
right as
What?
Tabletop's
The
here,
crew is
what's
back! Yes. So, you came at a pretty tense role-playing time. They're making decisions, like live or die decisions, in turns. Taking in information, doing it. Like this is a
Big bad mojo man.
Yeah, I typically show up just before someone dies.
right. They're doing a encounter, just a social encounter in turns. That's how dire the situation
did
is.
you read that one from Big Bad Mojo Man?
Bon and Viv for the win.
I think
What?
it's supposed to be
Bob
Bob
and
and
Viv.
Viv.
Bob and Viv,
I mean, Bob's a gamer. He could...
big
Yeah.
bad mojo. I want Bob and Viv's daughter to watch the stream so I can whip out the gold D20.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something else, but got you.
Hey,
Dog
easy.
was like, yeah.
I've never met the woman in my life, but she gave me this awesome D20. Absolutely awesome. Metal hollow D20. No, it is not. You had
It's
to.
like,
You had to
oh.
say this is a mature show when you came in here. Like you understand this is a mature show when you got in here.
All right.
Okay, so he yelled out like, you're trying to be pragmatic. You're trying to, like, hey, nope, this is wrong. Tag it. He's speaking to something, and you're like, okay, well, he's trying to speak to something. He's speaking something in that other language, so let's let it happen. The Myrnoloth looks up at you and slowly contemplates and forms its answer. This will give you two one more action to react. You heard him call out to this thing, and the thing looked up at him and is considering him now.
Is it still bringing the boat in?
Yeah, it's still bringing the boat in. Like it's from where you are in the map. If you're still where you were, it's almost to you. Like it's 15 feet in this way. It's like pretty much to the ledge at this point, about to come in this way.
And there's still nothing on the boat that we can see.
There's still nothing on the boat you can see.
I hide. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, I use my cunning actions to hide. Ninja does. You hide behind the wheelhouse for the crank.
I showed you that there was somebody who made that rogue item, the pocket sand. That
Oh yeah, pocket sand.
Yeah, they
It's
did,
a
like,
great
whole-
one.
Yeah,
It's a great one.
It had like whole stats and everything. It was kind of fun.
All right.
I'm gonna hang
Hey,
out though.
you
I'm
may
not gonna,
want to stick around tabletop keyboard. They
All
may
right.
need your
So
inspiration.
I'll tell him. I'll tell you. You've already kind of held off, but I think I'll say the same thing. Like, whoa, hang on.
Okay.
Something's going on.
And are you backing up? Because like the boat's like right up to you now. Like the Myrnoloth is a place like you can almost reach out and touch.
I mean, you like boats? Just jump on. See what happens.
I feel pretty confident with my boating skills.
Are you gonna stay up or move back to the wall?
I mean, I can disengage as a bonus action.
As a cunning action, yeah.
So I'll stay.
It's never wrong to disengage.
Good note. So Maeve, since he moved down to the door, Maeve has stayed where she's at so that she can see down to you, and she is like her head's on a swivel, like she's like mainly focused on you. She is pallid, like she's just no blood in her system right now about what's going on. So it takes its time to consider, and it said, "You summoned me."
At this point, can I start to be like, my curiosity has got the best of me. I'm
You
like,
can climb out if you want.
I was gonna say, can I start moving out of here?
Absolutely, like that. Your arms,
Yeah.
you can just like literally reach your arm up, like independent of your own arms. You can just reach your arm up, grab the ledge. Even if you're on the left side, that arm reaches and just pull yourself up there. So you can just, and you're out of the water. And even from there, you can still hit the gate.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And that uses your wisdom modifier instead of your strength.
As strength.
That's cool.
Later on, like, so monks are all about changing their dexterity for strength. So their dexterity becomes their strength, except for with strength checks, like literal strength checks, to lift and carry things. But for damage and hitting, their wisdom is their strength for everything when they have their astral body out. And they just become wisdom-based monks, and it's sick. It's so sick.
Right.
It's like how you like now you're adding your charisma into things. Like,
this is a weird archetype.
It's so cool.
So
Five is when we start getting cool stuff.
This might be a redundant question because, like, based on what they just said, but I still want to know. Like, even though what I just said, I'll be like, are you here delivering passengers or picking up? I mean, we can see there's
He's
no
like,
one on the boat
I
so
don't got
far.
a fucking day, guys. Like, you
So-
summoned me.
He's
Figure
like,
it out.
sorry,
So,
I'm deaf. He's done talking to you.
The boat continues to come in. It's almost completely in, and the length of this boat is going to take up this entire basin. And there's nothing on it. And
We can see. They could be invisible.
they could be invisible. They could be polymorph. They could be invisible. You know that to be fact from demons and devils.
That boat's a
Could be
fucking
mimic.
mimic.
The
The whole boat's a mimic.
even worse, Marinoloths completely control their boats. They are pretty much invulnerable while they're on them. It's pretty crazy what they can do. Like, if you get one off, you can smack them around like they're nobody. If they're on a boat, they are super dangerous.
So don't attack it.
Yeah, they control, like, you can't harm that boat, you can't harm them. They can control everything about that boat and the water around it. Like, I mean, you don't know this, but, like, imagine someone that can hijack the ferryman, like, to the land of the dead. You'd probably hear all about that. It pulls in, and you're looking at the playlist over here.
Yeah, I just said, what's this song? I kind of know this.
And it started looking at you, and you ask it that question: are you here for pick up, drop off?
Picking up or dropping off?
And then it looks over at. It kind of looks over at Maeve, but it does sweep its glance over everyone. But when it answers the question, it's looking at Maeve and answering you. And it says, "You have summoned me with my debt."
What? Who owes the ferryman things?
Yeah.
We don't understand that. He's talking in Infernal, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys don't. You don't. No. Yes. Yeah. You spoke to him in Infernal. He's going to speak to you back in Infernal. So you're the only one understanding this.
The music changed to
yeah.
like Irish.
This is like.
dance.
It's like creepy fast at this point. I'm trying to like up the tension, and it's like fiddle music.
Yeah.
You summoned me
What the hell?
with my debt?
In other words, he had to come because the boatman owed
because of that
somebody, yeah.
that coin, like that specific coin summoned him. He's like coming up against the basin
So we just
with a
be
full empty boat.
like, alright, well you can leave then.
With a full empty boat.
Yeah, a full empty boat. The full length of the boat is empty.
No, it's a complete.
Yeah.
It's just funny the way you say
right,
it. Like
a full empty boat.
Which one is it? That boat's so full of empty. This is all you did.
I guess I would skinny to everyone else at this point and be like, it seems like this is here to pick something up. That's my gut instinct, I guess.
And Maeve is like, does it speak common? And she's like, starts to move her head back and forth, and you see like it's like locked eyes with her, and it moves back and forth when she says that.
Yes, it does. I mean, I would know that most likely it would.
Yeah.
But you chose Infernal, so we couldn't hear.
I mean, he knows it speaks that language. It's guaranteed.
Well, I just wanted to like sound more serious at like, hey, look, I'm somebody that knows what you're about, so listen to me. And then it gave me the most vague damn response ever.
Okay.
You summoned me. With that. Cool. You didn't say you were here to drop off or pick up still.
So.
He did. He's not. Isn't everything to drop off? He's not leaving his boat. He's like, hey, I brought you that boat I promised you.
Thanks, guy.
Sweet. Can I take the boat? Is the boat up? Is he selling the boat? I'm just kidding.
Ask him.
Can I be crew?
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's only like, it's a skiff and one oar, but I'll throw the line.
I don't know what I want to ask this thing. I don't want to piss it off, but I also don't want to fart around too much.
So you said yes, it does. Now everyone in the room knows, or
Yeah, that it speaks.
That
common.
speaks
we can,
common.
that we can speak up to it if we want to.
and as like you guys are all like taking all this in, it finishes setting the boat up against the ledge of the basin,
I still see
And then-
nothing down the hallway.
kind of walks to the middle of it and just like puts its oar like on the ledge, like because there's a little lip on the ledge, and it just takes the oar and is pulling the boat in and holding the boat against the side with it. There's nothing coming down the way.
Free ride, guys.
Let's go.
No, that's not.
You want to go to the hells? You can go up for the abyss or down for hell.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to actually destroy some. Right? Because if you're in their plane, you actually kill them.
You actually kill them,
Versus this plane.
right?
Yeah,
If they die outside
That's
of their
what I'm-
plane, they
You're all about what our success rate are. What's like our chances of survival in the other planes?
the first layers,
Not terrible.
not terrible.
Hmm.
With him with you, they're
Me-
not terrible.
Miso more so than
But
We wouldn't be able to get back though. Like we have to
Yeah.
find another coin.
anyway, all this fantasy
I'm just
aside, but
curious,
like now you're face to face
Some
this, where you know it speaks common, you know it's here because you summoned it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, kind of don't. Like you kind of said that, did you?
What?
Did you say the answer? Because it's spoken infernal to you
Mhm.
about why it's here.
Yeah.
And you kind of told them,
Yeah.
okay, so you know it's here because you summoned it. It's kind of looking at Maeve.
It owes a debt.
It's dead. That coin is something it gave out,
Mm-hmm.
and
What
it
is-
summons it.
What is Maeve again?
A priest of Timora.
But what is she like? What is her
Human.
race?
She is.
Yeah, she is, right now, she's wearing this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just poked yourself right in the eye.
She's wearing these because there's no light in here besides the balefire torch, which is no light at all. Except for if you have dark vision.
I mean, because I noticed her, it like kind of looking at her and following her with its head, like kind of try to ask again, like, is this who you're here for? I don't know if it would know. Maybe.
I am here because you summoned me. And it kind of starts regarding the place it's in. looking around.
I would ask Maeve if there were any other instructions besides throwing the coin in the water.
Nope. That was it.
I think you have to go with it. I think she has to go. Just get her out of here.
Not Maeve.
What? I don't want to go with that thing. That's just like dying, isn't it?
I don't know, is it?
Not exactly.
Try it out, tell us.
I guess you'll find out. No, but I kind of like, I'm just like, what if it's here for you kind of thing.
Merenaloth is
concerned, but also like
M-E-R-R-E in L-O-T.
Oh,
Merenaloth. Merenoloth. M-E-R-R-E-N-O-L-O.
I was looking at Merenaloth.
Merenaloth.
Or you just tell it to move on and be like, alright, well, we're good. We're good. Your debt's over. Like.
That's actually a good idea. Tell him in Infernal that the debt's been paid and he can leave.
I mean...
Man's looking at you guys. Just sitting there.
We're all just like dirt.
We're like, we did it.
And you're
We
just,
found the basin.
Quipping to each other.
Alright, what if I say that?
I don't know. You can certainly try to say it.
I mean... Like, well, there's no one here to take your boat, so... You did what you're supposed to do, you can leave now.
Well, this is now my terminal. For me and only me, at the behest of you and only you.
Oh, so nothing else is coming in or out.
I am Hristo, the thrice adrift.
Something tells me, like, we should maybe be getting on this guy's boat and going somewhere.
If you ever need passage, here or anywhere upon the river Styx, throw a coin of any make and call my name.
You wrote his name down?
No,
Hristo.
that's not what these notes are for.
Yeah. H-R-I-S-T-O.
Mm-hmm.
Hristo, the thrice
The thrice
adrift.
Tells us to throw coins.
If you throw a coin of any make into the river Styx and say his name, here or anywhere along the river Styx, he will oblige. He will appear to...
He'll take his sweet ass time
Are
pulling
we-
into the terminal.
Are we the only ones you are obliged to?
You are the ones that... It's looking at her, answering you. You are the ones that summoned me. You are the ones that gave me this terminal. Understand that passage is still not free.
Think we still have a bunch of those demon coins? Or?
I don't think you have any of those. I think you got rid of those as fast as possible.
I had to be clever about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we gotta probably close this portal. I don't
Well-
know. I don't know.
At this point, well, from what he's kind of saying, it's like this is now a permanent portal, but just for you.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah.
But do you want that responsibility?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I could use it as leverage.
The guild agent here,
Everything's money.
right? Like now,
This seems like something I can definitely bargain with.
if you were the single port
Yeah.
that someone else wanted to go to, how much could you charge?
Oh, man. This is Captain Arovar's dream right here. The exploiter.
All right, so do you tell it to move on, or do you want to ask it more questions?
I would ask him, maybe, Captain, where else can you take us with your boat? Like, where does this river Styx go to? Into?
You understand that that's like a big question. Like that's, it is
The Styx is extra planar, so
right. It goes
anywhere.
along the entirety of the lower plains. I'd have to look it up, but so the abyss is neutral. Oh, sorry, the abyss is chaotic evil. The nine hells is lawful evil, and there are every degree between it. So there's chaotic evil. Then there's neutral evil, the plane pandemonium. But there's a plane between those two that's a transitionary plane. And then there's a plane like that. And it runs through... So every plane has layers. Mm-hmm. The Abyss has infinite. The Hells have 9. It can run through... Tributaries can run through multiples of those.
I think my question was more like, is there anywhere useful that he can take us, like, here? Like, can we go through one side of the wall and come out at another place in this plane?
Oh, okay. No, like, that's what those demons and devils are trying to do, was to secure this. Because all demons want to do is invade the prime material plane. Because if they can kill things horribly, it makes more demons, essentially. Mm-hmm. That's all they want to do, is establish a permanent portal into the prime material so they can destroy as much mortal life as they can. The devils want an access to that so that they can corrupt mortals. They would want this to come up here and harvest souls by making deals with them or turning them evil.
So,
but this thing specifically, how he answers you is he kind of points one way, he points to the left, facing to you, is, this leads to the plane of portals, the first layer of the Abyss. This leads to Avernus, the first layer of the 9 Hells. The river Styx travels all through the lower.
Neat. I guess I would also ask him, while he's here, while he uses this portal is closed off to everything else?
Nothing may enter here without your permission. May I ask for permission?
To bring the stuff through? No, I don't think we should give you that permission.
And he's asking if he can... He's not asking permission to bring stuff through. He's asking permission to ask permission.
Oh, is he allowed to ask me if he's allowed to
bring stuff in? Can... If I have a passenger that wants to come here, can I come talk to you about it?
Oh. I mean, what use would we have of that, really?
And how long would he...
I know, everything's money.
How long would he stay here if we were just didn't use his services, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just were like, nobody gets in, nobody gets out, you stay here.
I don't stay here, but I can come here.
I say, at this point, we could also just have him be on his way and then go back to destroying the sluice and see if we can,
Well, if we send him on his way and we destroy the sluice, he can't come back.
Right, that just ends all of that.
Yeah, but we
that
could...
may be the thing.
I mean, maybe
we could send him on his way, take our time fixing the sluice gate, drain it, and the next time we want to use it, close it and we can refill it.
If you drain it, it may just lose its magic. Again, if it's not the Blood Moon, this is not a portal, except for if something makes this a portal permanently, which the obol... that's the coin that was thrown in. It was the obol. Or the anchor.
Are you saying oval or
obol?
Obol.
O-B-O-L. It's the coin that you would use to pay your way.
Sorry, I'm just
the obol made it permanent, but it seems just for this guy.
Yeah. So my question would be...
The anchor probably made it permanent for something else.
If we drain the water, it's gone, and then we fill it back up, and I throw a coin in, it might not work.
Probably not.
So we gotta leave it that way. But he'll leave.
He'll leave.
This place won't look like rusty water anymore.
Nope.
We don't have to wait for the Blood Moon Festival. We just throw the water in here and he comes right back.
No. If you drain this...
So I'm not draining it anymore.
If you leave it in there, yes, this becomes a permanent portal that can summon Histro to this place at your behest.
Once we say move along, he leaves. Mm-hmm. Does the water clear up and it won't open again until Blood Moon Festival?
No.
It won't even do that anymore. Mm-hmm. It's only going to work for him now.
Only if you throw a coin in and call him.
So I think we should tell him to move along, and then this place will be kind of a secret. We can tell people that we've stopped it. Obviously, we thwarted the permanent portal for the Blood Moon.
Thwarted the portal. We've made a permanent portal just for us, just for profit.
Erevar has identified the seventh symbol.
This is why I love not having alignments in game and just letting... you decide your own morality. You guys come from the Feywild, where reality is crazy. Oh, this is a river that just flows blades. But to get across it, all you need to is hold his shield. You know, like, this is a place that spiders suck the blood of all gnomes, so if you just walk in with a gnome, it eats it, but gnomes just come back to life afterwards. Like, the Feywild is fairyland, like, it's insanity. There's way too much high magic in it. So your, like, moral grasp of the prime material plane is, you know, you get it. Like, these mortals are mortals, and you're mortal too, but you are Eladrin. You came from planar stock. Like, you came from gods. You know that your daddy was essentially the god of all elves, and that's what created the Eladrin, and why you live in the Feywild, not the mortal realms, where the elves, you know, live this mortal life. Albeit infinite mortal life, but still a mortal life. So, like, if I were to say, like, you're lawful good, or you're neutral good, or you're something, this kind of play, like, it would be like, I am this, so I say this is my answer. Mm-hmm. And you're a Horizon Walker. Like, your entire job is to protect the realms from each other, specifically the prime material. Like, that's the most fragile and the most valuable to everyone.
I'd say, like, I feel like my character would, like, her first instinct would be like, we have to cut it. Gotta cut the cord, pull the plug, move on with our lives, because I don't want the responsibility of...
I'll take the responsibility.
Sure you will.
And you don't, like, the way he's talking to you, mm-hmm. but he's talking to Maeve.
Yeah.
So it might not even be you.
Like, it couldn't be everyone. You may have to keep Maeve with you and you know, convince her of these things, or who knows what.
Yeah, because she's the one that threw in that specific coin.
Yeah, she was the one that was given it. She's the one that threw it in.
I was going to do it anyway.
It's attuned to her. Yeah. Like, it was an attuned item to her. Yeah. So it doesn't matter who threw it in. It would have been her.
I'm just jealous.
But that doesn't mean that the magic doesn't spread to everyone, because magic items like this are weird. So, yeah, we got one for sending him on his way and destroying the gate anyway.
I guess we let him go on his way and talk to Maeve about it.
I don't want to piss the guild off.
That's what I'm saying.
And, like, this is also, like, they sent me... Well, Maeve's like, they sent me to do this, but now, like... But we're the gatekeepers now. Like, what do they have against us to make us use this for them? Isn't this just us getting power against the guild? Because
it isn't necessarily against the guild if we decide to align ourselves with the guild's motives.
Right, like, they're the only ones that know this, or at least Tiamua is the only one that knows this. If she comes to us and says, "Bring me in an army of demons," we can just say no.
Exactly.
Or pay us.
So,
depending on how we feel about the situation.
Maybe there's a reason that she can't do it herself.
There's a reason she gave it to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not anyone.
You're the best of us. Normal stuff.
That's just a...
Well, let's send the boatman away, and we can decide after that. Because that gives us the options, at least.
He nods, and his skeletal grin seems to grin even further. And he, bid you adieu, and paddles out the basin and through the wall of the other side. And his...
He says adieu.
Adieu. And his skeleton ribbed boat disappears out the other side of the basin.
Alright. Success. We have thwarted the Blood Moon Festival permanent portal by creating a separate portal. Ish. Permanent portal. Right,
I just want to also say that you've created a lot of enemies along the way. Yeah. You've banished some demons. Some of them have names. Yeah. Some of them are specifically out for you. There's the artifacts. Mm-hmm. There's
what's his name?
Urzire. They're still out there.
I sold a lot of
shitty silver that's going to get people killed by demons in the night.
The Fist aren't super happy with us.
And those people probably weren't really Fist. But actually, that is the end of the campaign I wrote for you. It was to lead up to this decision of what you were going to do.
And we chose the most boring decision.
Actually, like, this is the most... Like, if you were just to break it, you just create more enemies against you. But now you have value. Like, you have a bargaining stone, like, to sit on. It was any which way, like, to see what kind of Horizon Walker you were, what kind of pirate he was, what you guys feel about the lower planes and this morality spectrum that they have. I mean, because they're evil. They don't like mortals at all, but you're mortal, and given power over them, what do you think? Do you think that you can be smarter than them? Do you think you can not give in to temptation? You know, what is that all about? So that was it. Like, the decision, the game was going to end with this.
Gotcha.
Like, that's the story of the Cardinal Bond that I wrote initially. You learn about you find the putrid silver. It brings you into the Oxbow Basin conspiracy. You get to this point. Maeve comes out with that third option. There's the devils that wanted it, the demons that wanted it, and then Maeve has this out of nowhere decision. Because you could have sided with demons or devils at any point in the way. Like, you could have made a deal with the Huffers, made a deal with the artifacts. And then, surprise! Maeve. So, we're going to take a little break. And discuss what you guys think.
Let's show an ad.
We're going to show an ad? Let's show a 60-second ad?
Let's do it. So for those of you that are still watching Tabletop, Big Bad Mojo Man's here. Recently, Discord allowed affiliates to also receive monetary recompense for running an ad. So during our break, we've opted to run one ad per session just to kind of help ourselves out and test it out and see how it's working. So, Lord and Savior Ace, subscribe to a Twitch Prime.
Nice.
Are you kidding me?
4 months.
And I missed it. Thank you, Lord and Savior Ace. I don't know if you just got here or not, but that was kind of like a heavy conversation, and we're not done with it. Because, like, besides you guys being down in that basin, you really do have to figure out, are you going to leave it? Are you going to leave it open? How are you going to deal with Tiamua and the guild and the remaining Huffers, if there's any that want to come after you? The artifacts, if he's really bad, or if he was being planted with these devils, Urzire, the guild, and the fact that they kind of set this whole thing up with you and Maeve, and the fact that she was in a bad situation, but is she a bad person for doing what she did? And she didn't really do anything until she asked you guys. Lots of this episode, like, they literally started at the end of the campaign. Like, I'm like, you guys, last week you guys got to the Octo Basin. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do for the entire rest of the episode. Yeah. Like, I know what happens next if you guys want to continue on with this campaign, but it's like, you just got to the end. Like, that was supposed to be, you get there, you do the thing, the coin comes out, the discussion is had, and we've already gotten an hour and a half into this, and we're still not done. So
I feel like I don't know. Did you already do the ad and stuff?
No, I haven't. So we're gonna take a break.
So, hi, Lord and Savior. You walked in right before the break.
Hey, you're gonna give us a some ad revenue if you want to watch this, and I think since you're subbed,
I don't think it shows up.
You're not even gonna see the ad, so we'll still be here talking. If you want to ask any questions or get caught up, but if you want, again, you can.
So I was gonna say, so at this point, this being like where our journey would have ended, I feel like our characters are like this is a decision that splits our characters in a way, because I know what Erevar would do. He doesn't really have any like allegiance to the realms. He sees this as like a prophet.
Yeah, he's a pirate,
right?
And bad things happen, and hey, if you can profit off bad things, they're going to happen anyway.
Not to mention too that I have a set of allegiance a little bit, where even if I'm not directly affiliated, it would be weird for my character to go against the Thieves Guild.
Right. If he turns against the Thieves Guild, he can never come here again. Like, if he gets banished, like, he can't come here again to live, work, or port. Like, he couldn't be on a boat, pirate boat that wants to set here.
Have difficulty fencing things in the future in other places as well. And
then I was gonna say, and then
there'd be people after me sometimes. Sorry.
No, you're good. But like then, with Jordarai, like with who he is, like he obviously would be very against this whole thing, because this is just putting everything he believes in, that's at risk now. And then me, I feel like I don't really have an allegiance either way, but obviously I would be more so on Jordarai's side, where I'm like, we don't want to leave. We don't want this to even be an option for anybody, because...
there's also, not to plant things in anyone's mind or tell anyone what their characters do. Like, you had a newfound friendship with Maeve.
Yeah.
And she is... Like, you have a question. Like, you question her motives right now, but she is, from what you see, legitimately terrified of what she's been put into,
basically
and what she's been used.
Yeah.
And Jordarai, like, Horizon Walkers can go all different ways. Horizon Walkers are defenders and finders of things that go between planes, and to make sure that kind of everything stays separate. But yeah, there is a nice, conscious permanence to destroying a portal. But if you can guarantee you control a portal, then he can also use that to continue his work.
Yeah.
Because these demons, these devils that you're killing, they're going to keep coming back if they really want to. If they hate you that much and they know your name, they can keep getting someone to summon them into the world and coming after you. But if you have a path into their world and you can find them and kill them there, then they don't come back.
Yeah.
So, like, that's an opportunity if you can make sure it's...
That seems uber risky.
Right. I watched you. Yeah, this is a bot.
Oh,
yeah, it's just... Yeah. Bye. Hey, can
I was about to design banners, icons, and for our stream.
Hey, monitor. Is there any moderators? Can you ban that guy?
Permo-strip type rot.
Are you a monitor? Are you a founder 4-month Twitch Prime? No. Okay. I don't know if I can do it from here.
What do you want to ban him?
Yeah, I want to ban him. Just ban him.
Do not hesitate to have a look at the website on my profile banner bet.
Yeah, bam. Thank you. All right. Boom. Bam. Ban hammered. All right.
Lol. Savage.
Hey, where are you, Lord and Savior?
It was actually someone that was just really helpful, and they're like, damn it, why does it always happen?
No, those are bots.
We've had it happen several times.
People that, hey, where are you at? Stop moving. Doop. There we go. Hey, Lord and Savior, so you just became a mod user. If you're here, you can do all the mod user stuff. Don't abuse it. Use your powers for good. Let me trust you. So, of course, you already have inspiration every time you come in here, but
I feel like 2/3 of our viewers are moderators. Like everyone.
Why wouldn't you trust them?
No, it's fun.
We have so few viewers, but they're kind of dedicated. Like, why would you not put that trust in? And hey, if we ever blow up and have 1,000 viewers in here, we're gonna be thankful we have 15 mods.
That's true.
We're not gonna ever.
No, that's okay.
All right, so break's not over.
Breaks what?
Breaks not over because I still have to go pee.
Just put the little thing on.
If anyone else needs to take a break. But please keep discussing because this is kind of...
See discussion?
Discussing. Please,
Continue your discussion.
Continue your discussion, number one. Keep discussing because, like, this, like, as the planned culmination of this campaign, it was supposed to bring out all of this. Like, let's end on a... Let's talk about what happened and this and that and what we're going to do and... Hell, what, like, when I was going to end this campaign, it was, we're going to play this and we're be done. Whatever you decided is going to become canon. It's going to become real in my Forgotten Realms.
Yeah, that way.
So, like, if you played other characters or we come back into this world, is there a pathway to the Hells in the bottom of Baldur's Gate controlled by these people? And what do these people become? And all this stuff. And so.
This is how K-Mare keeps showing back up.
Discuss amongst yourselves.
Discuss. So this is where we're gonna have to figure out because I don't know if we initially had talked about how he's gonna write a campaign so he gets to level 5. We'll see if we like it that way. See if this works out. If our stream works like that. But if we do make some of these decisions, if it is gonna take us apart, we're gonna need to start something different. We can do that. I'm totally fine with that. Like, I like Erebor. I can use him someplace else. But if it's going to be an issue where you're like, I can't leave this portal open, I also can't close it right now. Like, I'm against that completely because it's guild business. I wish I had known that. It's kind of like being like, oh yeah, I can't do anything when there's kids around. You don't know until it's too late.
I mean, yeah, and the other thing too is like our characters started off with, you know, a greater purpose. Like we're here waiting instructions, so we can't necessarily be truly involved in this, right? Because we
if you get called away, then you're leaving your responsibility behind. The worst part is too, if it really is just Maeve that has control, we all just lost a lot of trust in her recently. Which is partly that's my fault. I should have talked to her quite a bit more when I found out that she spoke Cant.
Any decisions or revelations?
I think we're kind of realizing that we are at an impasse where Caitlin was saying that Lord Evan and Jordarai have a greater purpose. Like, they're here for something. They're waiting instructions. So if those instructions take them away, they would be shirking their responsibilities to this portal if they decided to leave it open.
And except you can go anywhere along the River Styx and have a way back to here.
Is there something you needed to do on the River Styx?
No, but like, he is a Horizon Walker.
Yeah.
His, like, if he gets pulled somewhere else, and like, being extra planners, they could go anywhere. But he knows now that if he ever ends up in the lower plains, along the River Styx, he can just throw in a coin and get passage back to Baldur's Gate and the Prime Material.
No, I think that the portal in itself presents like an advantage to each of our characters in a different way, you know. But also, it just like whatever's next, it just feels like our characters weren't designed to like operate together forever in the Cardinal Bond, you know.
Right. And also this is that whatever it is now that you have, whatever decision you make now, the kind of destroy this portal seems to be an option forever. And it includes not just you. If other people learn about this, they can come down here and break open this and destroy your portal. So, I mean, it is a pretty fragile thing.
Bye.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Am I missing
hammer? Is that
something?
what it is?
He said banhammer, so
Banhammer. Yeah. Yeah. The banhammer coming down. So yeah, like, it's not like you can go out and set up a shop and go, hey, portals to the Hells, 5,000 gold, because you'd then have to make this your business, protect it 24/7. Because anyone that finds this place knows what it is, can destroy your livelihood.
And we know that the guild at least has a cursory knowledge of it. Maybe not the exact location, but...
Well, I mean, she was just being transitioned to power. It really feels like Tiamua was coming in, it seems, with this plot already established before she even had control of the guild legitimately. Because, I mean, at her coronation, essentially, the assassination attempt happened, and she hasn't been around since. So she has a plan, and this was part of it before she even took over the guild.
Yeah.
So it seems. So, I mean, there's a lot of considerations, a lot of things to navigate. But if you really want to, you know, cut down on your options and make a stand, you can destroy it right now.
No, I'm not going to destroy it. I don't want to say I'd fight these guys to keep it open, but
I think that
I would have to have a strongly worded discussion with them about leaving it open if we decided to smash it.
I think Laura Dove is kind of just like, you know what, like, it's
We
not
need
really
more info.
right. She has a tendency to want to
Smash.
protect. Yeah, but she's just like, you know what? No, I won't.
Jordara?
What?
I'll leave it be for now. Like, I'm just not gonna.
Yeah, for her. Jordara.
Lemon?
Like Jordan would be conflicted because part of me is like, just get rid of this portal. Like, we don't need.
We gotta protect this plane from these things. That's all they want to do is destroy.
Then you also have like a boat to the other plane.
Yeah,
If
but like,
it's-
if your enemy is those things, being able to get in there.
And if it is true that only we have access, that could be.
As far as we know.
And hey,
it
maybe
might
you need to do some
be.
research. Like, maybe you need to look in on how did everyone know this basin existed? How did it get a name? How does an obol work?
Or maybe we can try, like, you know, once he's gone, like, I try to summon him, you try to summon him.
Yeah.
This
And
guy's like,
There.
also,
What?
Seriously.
I do want to
He's
say
like,
for
what?
like you being knowledgeable of this area, Candlekeep is just to the south of here, and it's the biggest repository of information in the entire realms. Like, if you really needed to research this and figure out what the hell's going on, you could go there. You have to have a book that they do not have worth at least 100 gold pieces.
I remember.
But there is a thriving scam industry in Baldur's Gate where they either sell books for several hundred gold pieces that they say will get you in, but they will also buy books that people say, that won't get you in, I'll give you 10 gold for it, but they will get you in.
Yeah,
So, like,
it's a deal.
like you might be able to navigate the guild or that scam network to try to find a book that will get you in so you can research this. I mean, that is an option. I'm just saying
We had some
that you know
friends
about
from
that.
Candlekeep.
Heh, not anymore.
Yeah. They all did.
So,
What would Maeve's opinion be?
she's like, she first off apologizes for putting everyone into this. She was just thinking about herself when she accepted this, and she didn't realize that she'd be like with real good people, and she didn't want to die.
Real good people.
Hey.
But she's like, I don't want to, you know, I was given this opportunity to
Survive.
survive,
die.
not die. And I don't want to just throw that away and be on the run for the rest of my life from the guild and demons and devils and whatever else was involved. She'd much rather try to navigate it and figure it out.
I'd want to speak with Tiamua at some point, because now she literally just like you. This is not the way the guild does business usually. Not with its own, I wouldn't think. I mean, it's underhanded, but that was like straight. Like you had a plant, you sent me to do something. Like, I'm a fucking member.
And
like,
you're not really a member. You're outside.
Yeah.
But you're in it. Like, you're not card carrying, but you're involved.
Maybe I should get my
no
card.
honor amongst thieves, or
The guild is pretty, like, they do have some rivalries and things like that, but it is pretty locked down, or at least it used to be before this handover happened, and now it's fragmented.
Well, part of the point of having the guild, too, is so that we can do these things. Like, we grease wheels, we fence things, we look out for each other, and, like, there doesn't have to be a lot of honor in it, but there does need to be some system to it. It's organized. Maybe I should get my guild card.
Like, and if Tiamu is alive,
that means
you're in now. Like, you could just that's an in.
It's true.
Because you willingly
I'll have all these
went in on this plot.
Experiences that you guys never get to come along to. Except for Joyride's like, I'll go with you. I'm like, God damn it.
I don't trust you.
So you guys are still down in this basin. It is darker now because the balefire lantern is gone. Do you want to stay here? Do you want to leave?
I think we should leave it. That's just me.
Well, at this point, we've all kind of decided, like, none of us are full-blown into destroying it.
At least get more information before you destroy it. It seems like you guys have the option to destroy it later on.
Yes.
It does have a leak right now. I mean, the level that water is coming in to going out, it doesn't seem like it would matter. But, you know, if there happened to be a drought, this thing could drain on its own because of the...
Well, go fix all that stuff you did.
No, I'm like, if it happens, it happens. You fix it.
Weak. Alright.
Yeah.
We'll have to make a plan to come
Well, because
back.
I'm like, I'm willing to take the chance for it to shed. I really have.
At least tonight, because it's been raining for a better part of the day and still, like, drizzling during the festival. It's probably be fine. And that actually could be a good thing. Like, you set a timer for yourself.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here as I make plans to return.
And as far as we know, we're the only ones that know of this. At least its location and everything.
As I say, people are aware of it, but not the location. So is there anything, can we do anything to kind of obscure the path?
It is pretty damn obscure already.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
this
true.
is
We can kind of go up and around and down.
you went up, around, down, and it's this little offshoot. Like, the tunnel to get up here it's got a hinges and the remnants of a broken grate, and it's less than 5 foot wide. Like, it is not standard issue doors. It's, 2.5 feet. You had to go sideways up the stairs.
And even if someone could get down here, you would have to be with them, or one of us would have to be with them, as far as we know.
Or they'd have to know about it.
Or they could come down and open the gate
and destroy it.
The choice for us.
Yeah.
That's
But
the only issue.
the Huffers didn't know which one it was.
Yeah.
They were following you, hoping to find out, and you ambushed them. The Artifacts was hoping you would lead them to it, and you ran him off. So unless he's super stealthy or invisible,
right? Maeve detect evil.
He wouldn't come up. He didn't come up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because he's not evil inherently.
He's not an inherent evil being. So he was not one of the ones that was showing up as evil in that room. So you, like, I don't know what you want to do, but if you want to try to obscure the entrance more, you'd have to, like, roam around and find debris and things to put in there.
I mean, it couldn't hurt.
But it was also like, you walked past this once, and then he's like, "No, it's over here. Like, the portal's somewhere up there or down there."
And even if
like,
people do find it, they won't necessarily know that it's the Oxbow Basin either. Yeah.
Except for if a Huffer or a artificer, architect followed you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we should make our way out then.
You make your way out.
Our way is made. It's out.
Do we want to test everyone throwing a coin in and see who can better?
Just to piss him off, like, bring him right back.
It'd be funny because he's like, We throw it in, and like he very slowly starts coming through the wall. We're like, cool, and then leave. He's like, motherfuckers.
Like, yeah, my debt only lasts so long as it makes him coin.
Yeah.
Because again, he said like you can summon them, but you still have to be paying passengers.
I'm curious to find out what debt was owed to Tuamoa. Unless she's like undead now, because she did die and met Christo on the sticks and came back.
Who knows?
Yeah, I know. I like this person already.
So we're leaving, and we're kind of
All right.
sort of covering tracks as we go.
Well, I think we're just... There's no need to obscure area as much as I like to obscure area.
Yeah. So you will head out back through the sewers. Are you going to try to take the first path out of here up into the city again?
No, let's come out someplace different than
Okay.
where we went in, just in case people were watching us, because we did get tracked in, so they know if we come out in the same spot, they'll know that it's this area.
So from the maps you had from the Huffers, and you're tracking through this, you feel that you're somewhere in the northern Bloomridge district. So north of you is the Steeps, where you've been and known before, and right northwest of that is Heapside, where you pretty much live.
Are you wearing boots?
It's fucking cold outside, Mitch.
Yes.
Oh, just
South.
clacking a little.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. I got so defensive.
Yeah.
South is
I was
Sea
like, what are you
Tower.
wearing? Some fucking boots? It's fucking cold. Fucker.
So you're in Bloomridge, you think. That's the district. North is the Steeps. South is Sea Tower. That's the district that has the Flaming Fist Tower, and it pretty much all caters to the Flaming Fist. If you want to go east, you'll go into the upper city, which is Manorborn or Temples, but you know that you don't have... I mean,
Yeah, we don't have this stuff. I don't have
they have things that may be able to get them through. It is also a night where everyone's wearing masks. You may be able to make your way in or out of there, but it's a risk to go into the upper city. So you can go back up to the Steeps.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we just came out in the Steeps, I think everything would be fine.
So you travel back through the sewers. You're kind of navigating them, jinking, letting people like false leads, backtracking, going forward. About an hour's worth of travel, just to make sure you have no tails, or if anyone was following you, they're thoroughly confused about where they're at. And you can pop up in the Steeps, where that's right down on the docks, where you guys have lots of experience and is really rowdy. Like, that place is just packed with people.
Sweet.
Drinking, carousing. The blood moon is about, like, if this was it, it's about this much blood left. So, like, you went into the sewers when it was just touching here, and you're coming out, and there's about this much left.
Sweet.
And it's, everyone's everywhere, drinking, toasting, passing drinks, passing food.
To the mermaid. It's like our Thirsties now.
You want to head up to the mermaid? That's up in Heapside. I mean, you can drink and eat along the way, but
No,
it
there's
is a
nothing-
packed street.
I don't have anything to do with the mermaid tonight, because I've...
The Steeps also have that other
what
bar.
was that thing called? The Gallant Grape or something like that?
No. The Grey Grape doesn't exist, actually. Urzar.
Oh, that's right.
Urzar told that to you, but it was the Grey Manor where the artifacts was.
Yeah.
This is the... No.
Did you ever say 9?
4.
So point here.
With .09?
No, it's a 9 with points. I don't know what
It's a
you're gonna
pointy
say.
9.
Pointy 9. It's my new Twitter.
New Twitter.
No, my new tuna scratches our kitten.
And I've been playing with him.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing the whole hand tackle thing.
Yeah, I had like my jacket, and I was like, but he still got through a couple times.
Let's see. The Hammered Head.
Oh, yeah.
That's where you guys met after you...
That's the hammered hand, right?
Nope, the Hammered Head. It's like got a shark on it with like a nail in the sign. Also where Jeets,
Oh, yeah.
your girlfriend, is. That's in the steeps. Like, that's at the northern edge of the steeps. You know it. You've been there.
We're hurt, too. Maybe it would make more sense just to kind of call it a night. I know there's a festival and everything, but I'm not feeling real up for it.
Who's hurt?
I'm hurt.
Maeve can shadow stitch you.
It's going to be so weird one of these days. I'm going to make a character that has hit points, and I'm not going to know what to do with them.
I mean, she has all the rest of her spell slots except for, I think, 2.
Well, we could go take a rest, right?
You can take a short rest and use some hit dice and get them back. Like, that's what going to a tavern would be, is a short rest.
Yeah, let's do that, because then we can gamble and stuff, too.
Well, we can just drink and be merry for the rest of the night, I think. I think
We've earned it.
we've kind of figured out what we needed to figure out and what we need to start learning. Can wait till tomorrow.
And yeah, you're all in masks. You're not going to find out anything tonight. If you went to the Blushing Mermaid, you wouldn't even know who you're talking to. No one's out there giving information. So where do you want to go? You want to go to the Hammered Head?
Yeah, let's go back.
All right. And Hell, the half-orc, is behind the bar. The surprisingly ripped and attractive half-orc male. And Jeets is obviously there, but she's wearing a huge peacock feathered mask. It is huge. Like, take the entire fan of a peacock, plus all like feathers coming up, and she's walking around the bar serving drinks, just bashing and brushing through people with that thing. Most of the feathers, well, not most. Every third feather is gone at this point. Someone's plucked it out, or it's fallen off.
Or they're wet.
Yeah. And
so how do I get hit dice back?
So you take a short rest, and you are 4th level, and your hit die is a d6, so you can spend up to 4 of your hit die, roll that many d6s, and regain that many hit points. Your hit dice regenerate every night by half your level, so you'll get 2 back when you take a long rest.
Gotcha. So I'll use 2.
So use 2, and you'll get it back tonight when you go to sleep, and you'll get 2d6 hit points back right now.
Fuck yeah.
Is it all of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Exactly.
I mean, you have no hit points, so it's not hard.
I'm like, I'm hurt so bad. Like, you're fine. Oh, you're just really weak. I just need a beer and like 3 hours to myself, and I'll be fine.
So, scene for right now. I know you guys have all expressed that this campaign continue. You like your characters, you like all this stuff. But like, this is where I would have ended the campaign and go like, you made this decision, and this is now in my world, and you guys carry on. But you told me, limited. Let's just see how it goes. See what you like. So there is the question: like, is this what you want? Is this how you like? This is the kind of game that this Baldur's Gate is. If you want something more combat, if you want something more epic, if you want something more in the dirt, this is the time to speak up about it. Like, do you want to keep playing these characters? Do you want to see where all these little leads and tangents and leads go, or leads and leads and leads, or plot lines and plot hooks go? Do you want to leave that up to me? Do you want to play other characters? Do you want to be an epic game? Like, what do you feel?
It's weird to think of 9 sessions as being our short game.
Right, and like, some of those sessions crazy. Probably shouldn't have been long as they were.
But it's just funny because I was talking about that with the other one. Our Dragonborn campaign went on for what, like 13 months or something like that, or was it right on the dot for 12?
Something like that.
No, it hadn't been ours. But we done what, 70 episodes of that? Is that how many it was?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Plus, missed weeks and things like that. Like, it was a lot. It's like, what do you think? Like, Do you want to see
down for
where?
anything, but you're brand new. Like, if you want to keep
Like,
playing
is
more, or
this
do you want to do something different?
too like intense or meta or involved? Do you want something simpler in a combat game, or just like a much easier? Let's go find Excalibur and save the realm. Because this is a lot of that was a lot of intrigue. That was a lot of there's a lot of plot lines and morality and investigation in this city that is not kind. Like, it's pretty much Shadowrun D&D at this point. It's not Waterdeep heist level or Descent into Avernus, but there's still a lot going on. A lot you can go and really from now on, yes, there'll be things that come at you and you have to do, but it's kind of proactive at this point. Like, what do you want to do with what you know and what's happened to you?
Yeah. I mean, I like playing adventures where our group is like working towards a common goal, you know? I mean, I feel like this group was more so just like, you know, we knew each other, but other than that, we were kind of just like working together, and our different like personalities and views and paths kind of like.
I had trouble leading you guys.
Yeah.
Because I was actually just a guide this time. Like,
right.
No one really took my opinion seriously.
I mean, I'm definitely more comfortable with the games where it's like we all have the common goal, and like we wouldn't get to a point where it was like, well, now what are we really doing together? You know what I mean? But I'm not opposed to doing the other stuff. That's just what I'm comfortable with, because that's all I've really ever done. So this was kind of like that, but in a way, not really, because it was like our leader was kind of he was guiding us, but he really had his own motivations most of the time.
And one, not like counter to that, but a thought for that is, now your group is bonded together. Like, you guys were all down there when the Obol went in. Who knows what that really means? Are you all a part of it, or is it just Maeve, or is it Maeve's decision if you're a part of it or not? Like,
or did it involve
at the same time, though, we still all have our own like
things are
objectives for that. Like, he still wants to more or less use that portal for possible money.
Well, I want to know. I was going to say, if anything,
whatever.
The first thing I need to know is what the guild wants with it.
Yeah, his loyalty is actually, like, right now, it's the potential to make money. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he can make money off a Portal to Hell himself, but the guild instituted this, like, made this happen, and he's kind of beholden to the guild. If he pisses off the guild, that could be the end of his life and career.
Because even though I'm not a member of it directly, I still function under its rules.
Yeah. So it's not so much I now have this infinite money making thing that I can use. It's I need to figure out what they wanted with it and what they want me with it and how I can benefit.
Mm-hmm. And that really does take me away from you guys quite a bit. It's like, I mean, not really. I mean, I could be doing that underhandedly or whatever, but there's going to be, I think there's going to be more of me like sneaking off again. And like,
can you use this to your own profit if the guild says no, or you realize that it can destroy you and everything around you?
That would be the worst if the guild.
So like, you know, there is kind of a multi-leveled single character here where you're the greed and you're the pragmatic and you're the benevolent, and Maeve is kind of like the innocent, and you all have the decision on this one thing, this one potent thing that you all have, and it affects all of you. Like, any one of you can't make a decision, even clandestinely, that isn't going to affect everyone. Mm-hmm. And everyone has to be taken into consideration with their views.
So I guess I'm just kind of like confused as to where you would see this group, like, I mean, like, I guess maybe I'm feeling limited by like the past that we started with, you know what I mean, where I'm like, we have our...
Do you want to re-roll characters?
Do you want to...
I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah. And
well, we can
it is like, you started with a character that, like, your character was... And it makes sense for you as a player, like, you kind of picked a cool race because it looked cool.
Yeah.
But, like...
When I'd done it before, so... That
yeah, and you've done it before. Like, I played Monk, but the race is a big thing. Like, Eladrin have a big history. Like, they're a thing. So playing like the outsider makes sense. Like, you came from a realm of fairies and magic and nothing makes sense, and you were brought here into this solid realm of intrigue and backstabbing, champions, this high fantasy kind of realm, from a place that, like, you look with wonderment because your world is so different, and it makes sense for you as a new player. Like, what is that? But now you're here, and your character's like, I was brought here under contract from this person, and that contract has kind of ended. That guy just disappeared. Maybe if he comes back, you'll continue working with him, but you're on your own. You can go back to your Feywild, if you want to walk all the way back to that portal exists. And is he going to take you now that he knows that he is a gatekeeper for Portal to Hell? So there's kind of like a fish out of water.
Yeah.
Laura Dove is this, like, she went to this order, she learned this fighting style, she's connecting with her astral self, this meta being, but is this a trial for her?
Yeah. And
what is she in?
Well, I mean, and part of me is like, I do want to stay with this character because we've already gone so far, and I would like to continue leveling and seeing, how that plays into it. But also, I guess I'm forgetting, like, there are a lot of things that our characters have gotten involved with, like our debt to Arya. Like, there are a lot of things that our group still has to deal with as a group. It's not like we're just like, all right, well,
It's not like it's not like you have to tell me what you're going to do next.
Yeah.
I know what happens next.
Yeah.
You just have to tell me if you want to keep playing these characters in this party in this style of game. Like, is what we did for the last 9 sessions interesting enough to you and fun enough to you to keep playing it for possibly 69 more sessions?
Yeah.
Like, giggity.
Giggity.
I think that we could do that. I'm always down for a little bit more fighting, but I also enjoy the intrigue and the not knowing who to trust and the kind of like that, like the shock of like, oh damn it, like for a real like solid second I was like, oh fucking Maeve's evil, and I felt like actually betrayed, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, damn it,
and that's
bitch.
like,
are you
that like as a game master, like, that makes my heart happy. Like, it's like I'm sitting here like, I know Maeve's secret, and doing this to you and playing it like, oh, she's your friend, she's talking to you and all this, and like having to pull this on you. But is she really evil?
Yeah.
And only I know.
But at least
planting
that doubt.
The fact that like this isn't just a game where you're moving figures on a map and I kill this and I attack this and we are just a team that goes through this board and kills things, to like have that like connection. Like, you were friends with Maeve. Now what are you?
Yeah.
Like, what does Laura Dove feel when you go back to that fated sign? Are you going to be in the room with Maeve, or are you going to be in the room with him?
Yeah.
Like, that to me is like, that's the show I want to watch.
Yeah.
I like the fighting of the choreography of it.
Some drama.
But the drama, like that reality TV, like that, it gets me every time. Like, and that's, I believe, like that drama and that character development is more engaging. Your entire arc with who you are to Maeve and Jordarai and him, I think, will be more memorable than a single fight.
Yeah.
We'll always talk about falling out of the tower and attacking, but
well, and I think that it's cool to watch our fights like progress, like as a group. As the longer we spend together, the more we know each other's abilities, and the more when we're in a combat scenario, it's more like smooth
that's where we really get into metagaming, where we're playing as a single unit, or you come up with a strategy that uses my skills, his skills, her skills, and then you lay it out for us.
It's kind of what we did tonight, I feel like, in a way. Like, after he gave us all inspiration, it was kind of like we as characters each had to make our own decisions, but we made them based on knowing, or what we knew about
each other.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think, too, what he was saying, though, like, I know I keep bringing K-Mare up, but, like, you can't remember anything. You don't remember any of the battles you fought with K-Mare. You just remember fucking hating him. Like, that character is stuck with you in some way.
Scott, what do you think?
He's like, where am I?
What? Have another truly.
What year is it? Truly, what do you think?
Is this too overboard with the intrigue and role play, or is it?
No, I think it has a pretty good balance overall. I think our group dynamic to me is just, it's weird. Like she started talking about when she started like going over like hers and I characters, like we had this purpose. Mitch's character kind of has his own thing going on. We don't really know what the hell Maeve's about, and like didn't really find out what she was about until like right there at the end. And now there's,
and who even knows if that's
she's
real.
She's already now like distrusting who she thought was like her new best friend in this group.
In the mortal world, like her first friend, mortal.
Welcome to the mortal world. We suck.
I still continually distrust our leader guide.
Okay. It's not like you haven't caught him cheating on you.
Well, I'm gonna say that's one of. I feel like that's.
That pisses me off.
It
I
does,
got caught
like-
twice.
It opens up the possibility for you, like us, to sit down with Erevar and be like, "Look, we're in it now. Like, we need to come up with some kind of understanding of like, we're now like a group." And
he tried to do that. He put the olive
Yeah.
branch out before we went to the basin.
yeah,
And he is like, you're a pirate, you understand the importance of crew and people that you can trust.
Absolutely.
But you're also a pirate, so you understand the importance of greed and looking out for your own.
And that's the issue with Erevar, is that he doesn't have any motivation beyond money at the moment. Like, he's not here to do anything or find anything out. He's here to make a profit.
Keep going with you before I say anything else.
I mean, not necessarily. I think overall, like the group has a weird dynamic. I don't dislike
It is a very
the way
interesting dynamic.
like your story, your campaign went. So I think it was pretty well balanced. And as much as like I'm still probably like more like her, where like I prefer a little bit more combat than having to try to make some weird decision about like, do we throw this coin in? Do we not throw this coin in?
Yeah,
I mean that one's kind of like
That's just a
whatever.
specific
Like,
from this game, yeah.
like,
well, but I agree with like
at the end of
what,
the day, I'm like, throw the coin in and probably get a combat out of it. Fuck it.
yeah. And but I think they
Throw
were
the
saying is
coin
like
in,
what
we'll
makes
probably
the
get a
combat
combat out of it.
interesting is the intrigue that's built around it. Like, yeah, we could go in
The
and we could
situation
fight
about
people
it.
all day,
Right.
but like, what are we fighting for? And like, why do we want? You know what I mean?
You know, it was easy to go out and say, this is an old and null is evil.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're in a room and you're like, 3 things in here are evil, and there's 2 other people with them that we made a deal with, how do we proceed? And you proceed to jump the evil things, because at least that was apparent to you. But then you put this limbo on those other 2 people.
Yeah.
Are they evil? Are they not? And you still don't know.
But it does turn into a lot to balance, too. Some of those things I'd kind of forgotten about, like I forgot that the guild was having issues, because you really want to talk to me about that, and they don't know anything about that yet. But
Like I really approach this as like Shadowrun in fantasy, and in Shadowrun you have to juggle all those contacts, and
it was a lot of homework for
Right.
Shadowrun.
So like if that's not something you want,
No, it's
then
good.
we can go away from that. And there is another option. Like you made this character twice now, and I'm not going to ask you to like remake it again and start over that you don't know anything. If this isn't the campaign you want in Baldur's Gate, I can swoop you out of this and say, like, you 2, the Lord comes out, he hires you to go somewhere else, and you're out of Baldur's Gate. And then we remake characters around you 2, knowing that you want a more epic, combat-based, direct game. Not saying that it's bad at all, because that could have just as much intrigue in it. You saw with, like, Lord Crane and all those things in the Dragonborn game. You can have all of that in a game where you 2 get to keep your characters. Everything that happened, but you're now off, and we restructure the game and the other characters around you to be more of that straightforward storyline epic game.
And we've had some success with that before. You started playing with us with the Thirsties campaign games, because you played 1 or 2 of those, but I ended up playing a couple characters through a couple of different games, and that did work well. So if you if you don't like the dynamic, we can always wipe Erovar, or we can put Maeve in, or do something.
Erovar and Maeve can go off. Mm-hmm. You know, they can be left in their fate in Baldur's Gate. They'll do their own thing. They'll form another party, which could be other stories down the line. Or I make...
Disadvantage for drinking Trulies.
Yeah,
they were trying to get sponsorship. They were out of White Claws.
Yeah, because White Claw's not going to give us sponsorship. They just try to get people pulled off the air.
That's so bogus.
Right.
So let's just tell him, like, hey, don't just change your lyrics a little bit. Don't.
What happened?
The guy the Truly guy that ain't no claws and drink White Claws, or not
the White Claw guy, yeah.
So actually, just get me more hydrated. They gave him a cease and desist.
What's up, Benjamin 88?
The main part was because he's like, well, you're saying
your name Crane?
You drink claws. And they're like, we don't like that, so please stop it. He's like, okay, but I'm like the reason you guys are famous.
Yeah.
So like, I'd never even heard of White Claw before I saw that guy.
Trevor Wallace or something like that. So
yeah.
It's just stupid. Anyway.
I mean, I'm not entirely opposed to that, but also I do feel like we could do that at any point, and we could also see, maybe we could make it a story where our, like,
this unlikely group.
And we turn into like a dangerous kind of like just doing odd fucking jobs, and we've got responsibilities here. And like you said, kind of what he was talking about was how you were talking about our past and stuff. And Wiley basically was like, at this point, like, our deal with the noble is kind of just like,
it's gone.
Like
he hired you to bring you here.
Yeah. And he could come back, but then we deal with that when it comes to it. At this point, we have so much other stuff that we've become involved in willingly. We kind of have to take care of it.
Yes.
We don't have to make this decision right now.
Well, it's also a decision that you don't... Like, that doesn't have to be me now. We can keep playing, and at any time you can say, okay, this... Like, I'm not feeling anymore. Like, this game is a little bit too... It's not, like, coming together. It's not gelling. And I go, okay, like... Now let's come up with a new campaign, and like these characters just become part of the mythos of my Forgotten Realms. Like, you'll run into them again, you'll do other things, they're doing their own things, and it's not saying that I take control of all your characters. If you want to keep running her, you can say, let's forget about this and this and this, and go on from here. Like, your character is your property. My world is my property, and we'll figure any of that out when we go. But, like you're saying, this is right now pretty interesting, and it's a weird dynamic that...
No, we're actually kind of just wrapping up right now, Grey-Haired. So he'd written a campaign for us that got us up to about level 5, and we just finished. So we're trying to decide if we're going to keep playing these characters or not, because this wasn't really a set long-term campaign. So it'll probably still be, if we do play the same guys, I just think it won't say Cardinal Bond at the bottom anymore. Probably something different. Maybe
if you guys keep going, then you're still part of the Cardinal Bond, and you're still working together.
Makes sense. But we were talking about some of the dynamics in the game are strange, and we've had some success moving things around in the past. Or Wiley's asking us, like, is it too much RP? Do you want more action?
Or are you talking about our previous campaign being the Dragonborn campaign?
I don't think Grey-Haired ever came to the...
Grey-Haired was there for that.
Was he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, he's a Twitch Prime subscriber already, so, like, it's been around.
Yeah, but he's subscribed.
He's just Twitch Prime, yeah. Anyway, so what I'm feeling is you guys want to keep going with this at least.
Yeah.
To see where it goes and build upon it and see if it, like... I got your feedback. I will start maneuvering this the way you want.
As much as a new character gives me a chance to buy new dice.
A new set of dice.
I like new dice. You just got
new dice. I just have these dice, but I can make another character that uses these.
Tier 1, 2 months.
Nice.
Yes.
What? Graded Gaming, 2 months.
He's an OG. Oh, look, your little W showed up. Good for you, gray hair. Get that W.
2 month subscriber. We've got about 40 minutes, so let's get the aftermath and set up what happens next. As back in it, so you participated in the revelry for the rest of the Blood Moon Festival. Pretty amazing, like almost like Last Call. The moment the last red of the moon It disappears. The last bleeding kind of bleeds out, and the moon returns to white. It is like they're already mercenaries. They'll do whatever for pay. At least he will.
Whatever.
As it like rushes out, like kind of like everyone's hysteria and revelry, like just come crashing down at that point. The street's clear. There's people passed out. The decorations seem to wither and fall down, and just looks like the aftermath of the biggest party of the year, or biggest party of every 4 years. And you make your way back to the faded sign, where you're going to stumble up and sleep it off, which presses the question, who's in what room?
I don't care. I'm going back to the same room that I always sleep in. The setup doesn't really bug me. But I think one of you meditators ought to keep an eye on Maeve, though.
I was gonna say, I think for now, like, and I feel like in that situation, Maeve kind of got for me that I was like, what's going on? But at this point, I'm still like, I'll still stay in the room. I mean,
okay. Did you bring it up during the drunken
I would have
revelry
liked to bring
afterwards?
it up, like,
Okay.
yeah, like
So we'll come up with that. We'll talk about that afterwards. But she's just mentally exhausted at this point and kind of passes out.
I would say I might even have an aside with Lorda and be like, I know at this point you don't necessarily trust Maeve, but that might be a better thing that you stay with her and I continue to stay with the one that I don't trust so much, because we can just meditate and then make sure they don't do anything.
That'd be odd if
They're not doing anything, right?
As a thief, I'm like, there's always somebody awake in the room with me.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
More.
yeah, me too.
And
Me 3, please.
so you guys wake up fairly late. Even the meditators, like, you take it a little extra long in your trance to come down to avoid the headache in real life. You wake up around noon the next day, or get up and start functioning around noon the next day. When you head downstairs, there's like a buffet already set out by the faded sign.
Cheers to gray hair, real quick.
Cheers, gray hair.
Truly.
Cheers. Truly. We truly appreciate you watching our stream.
And infantryman.
Infantryman 88. Still want to know if that's Crane. I mean,
No.
he's not an infantryman, but
Well, I think they were saying he's one. No, he's not Crane. He's friends with Gray Hair.
oh yeah, you guys came all from the same
Yeah, they were all they
Discord.
They kind of rated us one night.
Yep.
Clearly it's Caleb, guys. Durr.
We all came in the same night.
Giggity.
Bitch, do it. For once.
I want to be my friends.
Thor Odinson, Davey.
Thor Odinson.
Thor Odinson. Okay. You guys missed all the cool stuff and the big discussion and all that stuff. But welcome to the part 2, like part 2 of the Cardinal Bond campaign. You guys get up around noon. There's a buffet out. There's big old tankards of some juiced waters to recover everyone. If you're Cardinal Bond members, you are. It's all comped for you guys to get you back on your feet and back working. I'm going to assume that at some point that next day, you guys are going to want to go to the Blushing Mermaid.
Why?
Since that is your only guaranteed guild
Yeah, I
contact.
was just say I'd kind of want to start dropping down looking for the Tiamua thing.
So, I mean, the place to start that is them. If anyone knows where she really is, Or if she's going to or if Maeve's going to get approached, then that's probably where it's at. How early do you want to go there? You wake up at noon, you eat, you drink. I mean,
kind of right after that, I guess.
So
no sense in waiting around.
2, 3 in the afternoon.
Oh,
you guys
for 3 hours.
Huh?
No, I'm just
I mean, you come down, you recover, you eat, then you have to walk through town, and it's like it is a zombie party. People stumbling through the streets, people still passed out, of course, bereft of any valuables. Easy. That's way too much gray hair. Way too much. Way too much.
Damn it, I can't click on it to see what it...
Can't? It is paint. Mace paint.
Spanked.
It's mace paint. Mace paint. And that's copy this. I have no idea. I only have one emoji for my channel if you subscribe.
It's me.
And it's this. Yeah. Devil Mitch.
It's actually a Halloween costume from about 5 years ago.
It's Tiefling Mitch.
It's Tiefling Mitch.
So you make your way to the Blushing Mermaid, where you guys didn't go there during the revelry, I don't think specifically.
No, I skipped it on purpose. Yeah.
But you arrive and
Whoa.
No.
I like that last one.
No. just no.
It looks a lot like that. My mind's still no.
There's a lot of people here. There's not a lot of chatter, conversation, or anything like that going on. People are like kind of heads down, recovering from the night before, or hair of the dog night before.
This is where East Rock would try to perform. Like, tell them about my revelry. Shut up.
And Mizla is there, as she always seems to be.
Mm-hmm.
Arya is not there.
Good.
She probably just asked us to do something for her.
Every time we see her, she's like, yell me more. We're like, alright, cool. I mean, we trade.
Technically, she does. You do, but she gives you cash for the things that that she buys.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
But every time she casts Identify, which has been a lot, it's at least 20 gold that should be charged to you.
All right.
And
so I would speak with Mizla and just let her know that I am looking for Tiamua now.
Huh. You and everyone else, gosh. She kind of blows off, not understanding, not seeming to understand the severity of what you're talking about. Because everyone is looking for Tiamua right now.
So now would be a good time, I guess, for me to speak with Maeve on that subject. Then, when did Tiamua give you that coin?
It was after the Horde invaded, which, she can't give an exact date, because,
Would it have seemed to have been before the assassination? Or
seems to have been after. That's the way you're piecing things together, is it seems, it could be before, but you're thinking it's after.
And where was this? It happened to her at the tower,
At
right?
Sea Tower, in prison.
Tower.
She was in her prison cell, and Tiamua walked in, made her this offer, gave her the coin, and took her out, walked her out of Sea Tower.
Would telling Maeve that information change her mind about it?
Mizla?
Sorry, yeah. What did I say, Maeve?
Yeah.
If I tell Mizla, Jesus Christ, if I told Mizla that I have someone who saw her after she was supposed to have been dead, that she walked in and out of a prison with and might have some dealings with the Fist, would that make any difference? Would she take it more seriously and look around?
Maybe.
All right, let's do that then.
Make me a persuasion check.
All right, persuasion.
Persuasion!
Dang. 17.
Alright, she's like, oh.
Pretty much
Mizla
can't fail persuasion.
Mizla looks, I mean, you can, but
I know I can't understand.
Mizla looks over at Maeve and kind of she quickly does a hand signal, it's the "Are you serious?" / "Are you okay?"
To me or to Maeve?
To you, she's trying to see if you're under duress to say these kind of things.
No, I.
Because Mizla, this person, she's not taking it seriously.
I would probably give her the 100%. This is a real thing. The severity of this is deep.
Oh, so you guys want the private room? All right, let's head on back.
Sweet.
The champagne room.
Champagne room. There's no sex in the champagne room. So you guys get taken
The whole
back.
point of champagne?
It's exactly the point of the champagne.
No, the point is to get as much money out of you for as little as possible. It's very much an Erevar thing.
Yeah. There we go.
Yep.
It's getting wild in the chat. Is
So
that a picture of you, gray-haired gaming? The
No,
one,
the other one is
yeah,
the...
the one with the headphones and the blue?
No,
No.
the one up.
Which one's
Scroll up. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, the one they're laughing like that?
Yeah.
No, we all have...
No,
No,
that's,
no.
That's low. Is it?
This one. Oh no, is that not?
No. This is all.
Didn't he show us one time that was actually him?
No, we've seen Lord and Savior Ace, and we've seen.
Tabletop keyboard.
Yeah, I've been on the show with him, but we've seen Lord and Savior Ace, and we've seen we've seen Geostellar, but then there's a third.
The beard laughing is Caleb.
That's Infantry Man.
Huh?
But I don't think actually.
It's not actually him.
Me, that one. Oh, that is him right
So
there.
tiny.
It's
Gray hair, pigtails. Nice. Nice. I know all about the gray hair.
So that is actually Caleb.
Caleb is not Crane. Infantryman.
No, but he's saying that this picture of him laughing, that's actually Caleb.
No, that's actually
That's what he just
gray hair, great gaming.
No, this.
No. He said the
He's
beard
pointing
laugh-
at it and saying me.
No, but
Yeah.
he said
Yeah, but then
The beard laughing is Caleb,
Yeah.
which is
So-
this right here.
no. Go down one.
He's saying it's this one.
Oh,
It does say Infantry.
that is a big ass beard. Like I couldn't even tell what that emoji was. My chat is tiny
If it
compared to this.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, it's
That one.
this one.
Oh, that one.
That's what I'm
This is
talking
Caleb.
about.
Gotcha.
This is infantryman. Oh, sorry, gray hair. Sorry. This is gray hair.
Infantryman.
This is infantryman / Caleb.
How do you guys have these?
Like they have their own Discord, so they can customize their own channel. They have their own Twitch. They can make their own things. I don't know. I don't know how you guys are doing it, but
seen the one I've
congratulations.
seen.
Yeah, we've seen that one before.
So, she takes you into the back, actually downstairs and into one of the basement rooms, and she's like, I don't know how this is going to go, but I will pass the word on. Here's your drinks.
No, we're just supposed to wait here until she finds info.
Yep. Drinks come every so often, and generally not by Mizla.
And
Yeah.
this is actually
Word!
speed freak. So, do you guys don't have to sit here for this part? If there's something you want to do or something you need to do, I can wait for contact.
Of course.
He's like, I'm not gonna let him out of my sight.
Well,
I'm chilling with you, man.
oh, I'm not trying to be shady
Nice.
about it. I'm just
Yeah,
there you
saying,
are.
yeah. I'm just saying if there's something else you guys want to get done, now's a good time to do it because we're basically just gonna be sitting here all day while Ms. Lid puts feelers out for information. I need to stay.
I can't really think of anything else, but
Yeah, this is like the day of the festival.
Yeah.
Most places aren't even going to be open.
Call my stream the Metro stuff because I only do it once a month for a couple of days.
crickets.
That was when you
Nice.
got back from Mexico. You had a really deep tan.
Stupid.
But you can see what he looks like. He's right here.
No.
He's right here. So you sit for a while, and then eventually Mizla walks in and says, yeah, nothing's coming back down.
Yeah, it's
Though you should make yourself available because the word is out. So
All right.
don't leave town. You know, be at your normal spots. If they want to talk to you, they'll talk to you.
All right. All right. What's that? I guess the only other place I could think of would be looking at the actually. I was just saying, talking with the fist might help.
Maeve was like,
yeah, but I was like, that's... So what is the guild like at the moment then? Is it still kind of infighting and war and stuff?
So do you want to tell everyone what you know about what's going on with the guild?
No, I don't. Oh, you mean these guys?
Weird
Yeah.
over here.
Sorry, I thought you were like, do you want me to tell?
Because I can read them the situation with the guild. I can read them what's going on. If they're going to get into it and you want to bring everyone up to speed,
might as well
I can
tell
just
them
do
so
that.
I don't think I'm just being 100% shiesty.
Okay. So, you guys ready for
Quick history.
a soliloquy? A diatribe? Whatever. So, the way he explains it while you guys are waiting down here and afterwards is... The Guild. Criminal activities in Baldur's Gate were all watched over by a single entity called the Guild. In past times, multiple syndicates vied for power until they were unified and overseen by a single driven woman named Ninefingers. Though the disparate groups were allowed to keep their identities, all activities and jurisdictions would be vetted by the Guild. Violence saw a steady decline, as well as criminal losses to the stocks, prisons, and morgues, and everyone grew richer. The power of the Guild has waxed and waned through the years, and everything almost came crashing down when the Baldurian Parliament was exposed and dissolved for being corrupted by the Guild's influence. The Guild has held on to this day and is slowly regaining its clout. At least it was. Recent events have caused quite the ripples through Baldur's Gate's underground. During what was supposed to be a peaceful transference of power to a new guildmaster, Tia Mua, an assassination attempt was made. No one knows if it was successful or not, but Tia has not come forward and a body has yet to turn up. Accusations and blades were flung at each other from all sides, and the Guild's subsidies have torn apart into civil war, and the streets are rife with crime and violence once more. The 5 main players that are vying for control of the city's underworld are Xanathar's Guild, which is Waterdeep's main thieves guild, and it is run by a beholder named Xanathar. Shadow Thieves, which are the remnants of a once powerful and nation-spanning guild from They're kind of like assassins and murderers. Then there's the Ladies' Court, which were loyalists to Ninefingers and have transferred over peacefully to Tia Mua. So Ladies' Court is loyalist to Tia Mua. And then the Guild, or the Old Watch, which are the jilted former officers of Ninefingers who think the organization shouldn't go to a foreigner's hands. There's an odd alliance also in all of this, with the city newspaper backing the Little Kalimshan kingpin to take over the Guild.
So
lesser gangs have mostly pitched in their lot with one or the other, or remain neutral to see what happens. But the organization known as the Guild, simply as the Guild, unites cutpurses, loan sharks, killers, thugs, and con artists, grave robbers, cat burglars, and every other type of criminal in the city.
pirate.
Yeah. The Guild operates under the noses of the Watch and the Flaming Fist by adroitly keeping its illicit activities quiet. Each city neighborhood falls under the control of one or more kingpins. Crime bosses report to the head of the Guild. These kingpins style themselves as elite criminals and often adopting memorable nicknames. So pretty much crime, like mafia boss type things. Scores of common criminals work beneath each kingpin, with the most prominent and cutthroat members rising to favored status. Some kingpins stick to the shadows, some kingpins operate openly and are known and just walk through the city with clout, just like mafia. But currently leaderless, these kingpins have thrown in with the various heirs apparent for guild leadership. This has created near-open neighborhood warfare between guild elements as rivals push to claim territories coveted or eliminate competitions while they think there's no central authority.
So Tia Mua's appearance is crazy because everything would have been fine if she had just taken over power and she disappeared. Now everybody's like infighting and trying to figure out who's in charge. So the guild is still loosely held together, but everyone's pissed off at each other. But now we have evidence that Tia Mua might be just in hiding, and then she gave Maeve a crazy task that involved us. So I'm trying to find her so I can be like, what the fuck? Also, hire me.
Can I be a kingpin?
Yeah.
So if you, after she comes down and says, and they're already doing that, like I said, like it's the kingpins are like they had their hatreds, they had their alliances before. They were trying to move against each other even while Nine Fingers was in charge, but now it's kind of like open season. They feel that no one's in charge. The kingpins, each one of them is such a egotist that they probably each think that they could run the entire city, but they're definitely trying to get as much power as possible from everyone else before someone steps in and takes over. So you're told that, hey, you're probably not going to see her today. Stay available type of thing. Don't leave the city. Don't take any long-term contracts if you want to talk to her. I mean, it doesn't matter if you do or not. But do you want to keep drinking there and hang out, or ask any other questions of her? Maybe, like, I don't know, put word out for the artifacts and Urzire, the Huffers, things like that.
Do that, but I don't want everyone to know I'm looking for them at the same time. Like, I don't want to get too crazy out there.
The artifacts is looking for you.
Yeah.
And you know that he probably doesn't have the same circles you do.
You know what? Let's look for that one, because fuck Urzire, but the artifacts is somebody that might have a little more intrigue. Plus, he had those books and things like that. He might be able to tell us a little bit more about some
and
stuff.
If the Order of Architects isn't just a scam, he may have significant resources to pull down on you. Mm-hmm. So you might want to use something to at least counter that.
Yeah.
All right. So you start talking to her about other things. She has to come and go with business. But eventually, before you guys get up to leave, Arya walks in.
God damn it.
You thought you were going to get away free, huh? She walks in and says, "Well, you seem to have had quite the night. Are you all okay?"
All okay.
Perfectly
Excellent.
fine.
Seem to be still recovering. Is this a bad time? Should I come back later?
Now's as good a time as any.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. Because I need a favor. And she says the word favor like she's saying, now's time to pay your debt.
Yeah.
I was actually already writing, she needs it. You're like, she needs a favor. I'm like, a favor.
I'm currently in negotiations for my patron, and there's something I would really help in these negotiations, but it has been denied me. I would like that asset regardless.
What is this asset?
This asset is a bottle of wine.
What's the catch?
Well, the bottle of wine, the vintage and vineyard, there's only one bottle in this entire city, and it happens to be in one of the Patriarch's cellars. So I would need you to go in quietly, and with no connection to me, and make it disappear from their cellars so that I can use it.
Okay. Which patriarch is this?
The Patriarch's name is House Janeth.
I'm assuming this is in that nice part of town.
Yes, it's an upper city.
Alright, House Janeth.
Of course, that I need to have complete disassociation with this. I cannot lend any more aid than what I have already said. Here, she explains what the bottle is, what you need to get. The bottle is dipped in blue wax. It is going to be a Where is it? Is it not in this one? Where is it?
It's funny because I use my Google Docs for a lot of school stuff. And every time I need to like find something to edit or whatever, or if I'm sharing stuff with other classmates, I'm like, what is all this other stuff? And it's like a whole bunch of Dungeons and Dragons stuff that I threw in for when I was using my laptop here when I came over. So it's got stats for like the Harpy Mistress and like explanations for the townsfolk from like the ABC Circus and stuff like that.
Huh. Ah, okay. It is a Tetherian vineyard. It's for our reference, it's a Jeroboam-sized bottle. So it's one of those. It's not Nebuchadnezzar. It's Jeroboam. It's a big bottle. It'll be dipped in blue wax, which will have a quill imprint on it. Looks like a quill, dripping ink. It is absolutely priceless, so please do not harm it. And then she hands you a bag. It's like a pouch, but pretty wide, probably fit the bottle, but probably you don't know if it's deep enough. But she's like, the moment you acquire the bottle, please stick it cork first into this bag. It's a nice sturdy leather pouch bag.
Okay. First.
As long as you don't cause too many ripples and make everyone aware that this bottle was taken, whatever else you find or acquire down there is yours to keep.
Nice.
Are you a thief all of a sudden?
Who?
I said nice. I think you're saying, am I a thief all of a sudden?
Yeah, because one thing to understand is like you're not getting paid for this job.
Yeah.
You are paying off by doing this job. So any money you can make is what you're going to get paid.
Also, who amongst us isn't appreciative of a little more alcohol if we can get it? If we're in a cellar, I'm just saying, we're probably going to find more wine and whatnot, so...
Probably. Is this something that your expertise can handle?
I think you know it is, that's why you asked.
No. You owed me a favor, so I asked if you can handle it.
I can definitely handle it, even with this crew.
Excellent. Please leave word with Mizla the night that you're going to acquire the bottle, so I know to be expecting it.
Alright. We're going to need to do some stakeout and stuff.
Well, I don't need to know about any of that, so I will leave you to it.
Oh, I was
and Arya leaves.
Yeah.
Do we have, like... No.
Do we have, like, what?
I was just going to say, like, do we have a location of where this
But Janeth, like,
is?
knowing any estate, you can find any estate.
Okay.
There's a map.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask the watch. It's pretty easy. Also understanding that you two can enter and exit during the day the upper city at will. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to ask questions. You just show them your diplomatic papers, and you can get in and out. Everyone else gets stopped and harassed. Even if you look really nice, if they don't know you, if they don't recognize you, they're going to stop you, they're going to question you, they're going to ask for their toll. And that toll, generally it's 5 copper for a gate in Baldur's Gate, but to go into the upper city, it's really whatever that watchman wants to try to charge to deter or make money, you know.
Alright. So we're going to have to find out some information and things soon.
So you have a wine bottle haste from a rich guy's cellar somewhere up in the upper city.
It's heist times, guys.
Dun, 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 dun. And I think that's,
we'll call it there.
You'll call it there. There's a lot of discussion. You've got the direction of the next assignment. At least a little interim fun as the seriousness of what just occurred in the aqueducts sets in. Thoughts?
I think it's good.
Comments, commentary?
Be something a little lighter to go through with.
Just a simple heist.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always the swerve. There's always when things go awry. It's go sideways, as Shadowrun calls it. But it seems a straightforward enough thing. Just need to find out where you need to go.
What do they call it in Firefly?
Oh, they call it...
The job goes...
So there's in The Expanse, it's called the churn.
Yeah, the churn.
In Firefly, they say it goes...
You're saying... Damn it. It's Sideways was...
Sideways is Shadowrun, I think. Maybe Sideways is...
Maybe Sideways was...
Firefly. And I can't remember what Shadowruns is.
What was Shadowruns? Maybe...
The running always goes sideways. It was like, that's what I remember.
Maybe that's what
now
it was.
it's...
Maybe they both say Sideways. Maybe that's what it was.
Alright, well...
Invent the communications recycler.
Kaylin, take us out.
Alright. I knew it was going to be me this time when I started. Alright, this has been another edition of the Wileyverse. Thanks everybody for coming out. We had Tabletop to Keyboard. We had Greyhaired Gaming, Thor Ordinance on TV, Infantryman, Lord and Savior Ace,
Ranger Paul Kane
showed up for a minute. We'll be back next week at Wednesday, whatever time.
9:30, still Pacific.
Still Pacific time.
Until the next week.
It was in November for sure.
Yeah, the first week of November, the Sunday after Halloween. Is it after Halloween? Or is it the next Sunday?
I think next week.
Next week we might be Mountain Time.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever it is, the timer that's underneath this stream right now will say the correct time.
So we'll be back with
Countdown.
Part 2 next week.
Yeah.
Continuation.
Continuation of the second campaign of the Cardinal Bond, as now a bunch of deep shit happened, and these disparate folks need to realize that they're more tied together than just a mercenary company. What happens next? Dun dun dun! Thanks for tuning in.